tell you though you're crazy, but once you learn to hate us, oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Hear the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Yeah, oh, yeah. I'll never be a saint. No way. Good morning. What up, motherfuckers? How are you? Damn, Trinity! Super early morning rising, super actually alexalicious. Hot damn, brother. Welcome. How are you? Ba-da-bum bum ba-da-bum ba-da-bum bum ba-da-bum ba-da-bum bum ba-da-bum ba-da-bum. What the fuck? Nani? Nani? I like that one. That is way too loud, bro. I like that one. Nani? Alright, we'll add that. Added. Nani? Ooh. I definitely need to fucking clean this goddamn keyboard. Nani? How loud is that, by the way? Is that loud? Hope it ain't too loud. Let's go. Is that too loud, by the way? Is the nani too loud? Bit loud? Alright, thanks for letting me know. I'll nerf it a little bit. Error. Cast to number failed. Updated. Alright, so now live for new 2 seconds. Hey, fuck you. But you right, Darty. I'm trying to do something here. Nani? There we go. Is that better, or should I lower it just a little more? I'm gonna lower it just a little more. Good morning, Darty. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. It's too low for me? Then you better get your ass up, bruh. Better get that volume up. Or you probably have the compressor on and you need to turn the compressor on. And if so, hey Darty, how was that nani? I hope that was very nice. Simultaneously, good morning. Hopefully you're doing well. I see you doing good. Doing good, eating good. Eating that ass though. Hell yeah.
Hello.
Wow. Hello. Hello there. Oh, as a warning, let me tell you this. You drunk? Going to school? Alright, take care of yourself, bro. I'm gonna add a command. Add com. Damn! Woo-woo blue with the 12 months action. We're hitting that time machine 1 year. Hog champ.
12 months with my favorite YouTuber.
How you doing, my man? I know 12 months VTubing. Whoo, sheesh. I know it's a rough, but thanks for sticking with it. You're amazing. How is everybody? Give me a second, Darty. I'm gonna ping in a second here. Get that thing going, get that shit rolling. I'm a little late. I know. I had to take a shit. You know how it be. And I'm eating food. All that good stuff. I gotta write a command. There we go. There we go. So, Darty, if you ever see anybody or if anybody asks questions, you better make sure you let them know to type in exclamation point coach. And mods, you listening? Whoever tries to fuck around when CAD's around for 5.1, just time him out for 24 hours. And then I'm gonna tell the mod chat here. Thank you. Big Preach. What do you mean you're always late? Shut the fuck up. You're actually correct. Because you always gotta understand, like, every time I'm like it's 8 a.m. I'm like sliding into my computer. Every fucking time. I swear to you. It's been a minute already, so I can cuss now. It's just every single time. The new job has got me fucking sweating. Because I'm like telling them, hey, I gotta go to my second job. Alright, I gotta go to work. Do some little streamentation. And then I'm like coming in here, and then I gotta take a shit. And then I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta take a shit. And then after I take a shit, I'd be like, oh shit, I'm hungry. The cycle never ends. But good morning, guys, and welcome to the stream. Good stuff, good stuff. We got a lot to talk about. We're gonna do some quick JP news, JP arcade news, and NA little fun stuff. Simultaneously, we have CAD coming over to live stream in about an hour and a half. So make sure you guys are on the best behavior. Also, make sure you type in exclamation point co-stream, because if you fuck around when CAD is around, the mods will definitely shoot you, okay? So no 5.1 spoilers or any JP spoilers to NA, okay? Let's try our best behavior. I highly doubt that's going to happen. It's going to be Giga KEKW. And you're probably going to get timed out for 24 hours. You know, so I can't wait for any silly bitches that tries to be cute and get their ass yeeted for the rest of the day. Because you know there's always going to be one or two. 100%. No guarantee. No, not guaranteed. Add that to the command? I can't. Nightbot is a sub. What the penis? Hold up. Hey, you right. Hey man, I totally forgot my Nightball was fucking subbed. It's one of those things that I keep forgetting. But it is what it is. Does that work? There we go. Edited successfully. Good morning, good morning. Cad's early streaming? Well, technically he's not streaming. He's just gonna be, you know, discussing with me a lot of cool stuff. Oh shit, Mash is saying something this month? Damn, you guys are on it, huh? Alright, give me a second, dude. I'm eating my bread. Let me farm in there, let me farm JP, and once all that shit's done, we'll listen to what Mash says. But other than that, how are you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. She saw Sarah Santa in arcade. Very funny. Very cool. Need a cushion ash for hand farming? Same. I mean, listen. As long as the hand is not like 40k HP, my Arash can take care of whatever the fuck it sees. Hands? Disgusting. Also, I'm farming Mana Prism, so it's easy. I'm not really farming for EXP cards. I'm literally just farming for Mana Prism since I only have like 500 left. I'm low-key abusing the Mana Prism farming system here. And one of the reasons that they stopped doing half AP is that people realized that 75% of the time you would just legitimately use to farm Mana Prisms instead of farming Embers. A week day off? Damn, you guys got days off? I heard she got a mega nay. Yes, she did get a mega nay. She got a lot of things, bro. She got glasses, she got that asses, she got molasses, and all that good stuff. You love it so much. Oh, yeah. And it's a Tuesday, and today's the last day, so we're gonna be grinding hard. We're gonna be, you know, shredding our apples like ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Be shredding that bitch like crazy. You better get ready. Get your ass be pumping. Oh, nice porn. I swear to you, sometimes it's just, you know, I click home and then they just flop me with a porn. And I'm like, Nani? It happens, you know. If it doesn't happen to you, shit, you must be lucky. You must be lucky that you got a clean account, brother.ハルケーンの名のシーンで疑いがある、やはり6話のウッドキッドさんのガンズ・フォー・ハイヤーがかかるところ。暴力的であり、表情芸術的であり、温情的である。いわゆる神シーンというべきか。すごくいい。Damn! Kojima! Kojima's liking the new Arcane. Feels good, man. Even Kojima likes it. Metal Gear Arcane when? Shut the fuck up. Alright, let's do this. Good morning, humans. It's Tuesday, and it's co-stream time. Yeah, get that ass falling out. Yeah. Want to ask a non-spoiler question? No. Hell no. You guys are degenerates. I can't trust you. Let's start this shit. What up, Zen? Kojima liking one thing, but does Yoko Taro? Damn, bruh. Does Yoko Taro actually likes Arcane too? We eating bread, gamers? Yes, we eating the bread. All the bread. Alright. Yeah, I legit just farmed this for the sake of farming. And like I said, I legit just fucking farm it because it's easy, bruh. And a lot of people be like, do 20 to get Ember. I go fucking 15 to just silver. All the silver. Yum, 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 yum. Ooh. Arcade can have Erish? Bro, are you crazy? What if I tell you because you gave away Erish, you gave away Padoru too? There's a lottery for you, Mana Prism coming though? I mean, yeah. You clearly don't understand. You never not need Mana Prisms, okay? No matter how much you farm Mana Prisms, you're gonna need every time. Mana Prism is not enough. Never. And especially when you lose like 5,000 every 3 months. And you lose about is it 200? How much is a Ember? No, double Fokun ticket and yeah, double Fokun ticket and an Ember. How much does that cost? 1,000. So yeah, you lose about 1,000 every month. Then you lose 5,000 every week, every 3 months, and you lose couple thousand every so often due to special events. So the answer is yes. No matter how much fucking mana prisms you farm is never enough. Unless you whale, right? If you're a whale, you're gonna have mana prism out the ass. But I am not an omega whale. Therefore, this is the perfect method to abuse. And besides, if I do this, I'll just have less farming. Less farming of mana prisms to worry about. Ain't nothing wrong with it, baby. Good morning, good morning. Well, people cry that Urshi got glasses. That's what I'm hearing already. People are already crying to their tees, you know? And they're just like, oh, I can't believe this. I can't believe they did this to me. Come on, bro. You gotta understand. It is what it is. All right, let me do a quick rundown. JPYs, they finally came up with two things. Both arcade and this month's ticket. I really do like the JP's new monthly ticket shenanigans. What up, King? What's good? Here you go. Check it out. I was looking at GED. That's right. So hopefully I'm not lagging. I am lagging. Is it an F? Testing 1, testing 2, testing 3. Is it an F? W? Oh, not F. That's good. Because I for some odd reason, my new transitions, like my transition just started to lag. I don't know why. Probably just have to update it. However, this is the month of 12's mobile trading ticket. You can get the ice, page, and bullets. Well, good news and bad news. They're all silver mass. They're all delicious. I think the bronze one is guns, but well, if you choose the path of bullets, just understand that you're going to need around 180 to 210 of them. If you choose the path of Page, you're going to need Page forever, just because there's going to be another caster soon. And then Eternal Ice. I think that's the one thing that I'm going to tell a lot of people that's the most underwhelming. You'd rather just focus on pages and bullets. But if you have less than 100 of anything, I recommend getting it to 100. 100 should be the minimum of every mat, and about 300 is a nice little comfortable area you want to be in. But how are you there, King? Good morning. Summer Erish is going to be arcade exclusive? Hey, man. Now that we know Erish is not coming anywhere to JP or NA, or I should say JP is still in progress, you should be happy that Summer Erish might come back. However, what if I tell you that she won't? It'd be cool if she does, but she'll probably be a Santer, if not a new class altogether. But anywho's, make sure you guys trade one. Don't forget spaghetti. At the same time, the quote-unquote Astolfo Saber and Ereshkigal got an arcade clothing lineup. Congratulations. The month of 12 is filled with saltiness all around. You like Ereshkigal? Well, she's got glasses. You like Astolfo? Well, he actually got a costume called Angel's Breath. I don't know if that is sexual or non-sexual, whatever it is. Astolfo Saber got a dress. And people are hyping it up. Starting a new, better paying job on the 6th. Let's go. Nice. Happy for you. Good stuff. I'm doing good. I'm just drinking my coffee to wake up so I can stream. Today is a wonderful day because in about 30 minutes or so, we're going to have CAD come in and have fun. And make sure you type in ! co-stream, because when this happens, I need you guys to be in the best behavior. All right? Because if you guys do mess up, you're going to get timed out forever. All right? Getting Erish equals copium at this point? True. True that. Did you miss the co-stream? No, not yet. No fake spoilers either. Yep. Just don't joke around. It's one of those don't joke around. With 5.1. Since it's right around the corner, you're gonna get shot. I want that Saber Astolfo base in FGO. While I don't have Astolfo, same. Also, if you guys didn't know, this is actually in the craft essence in Christmas. I think it was 2 years ago, if I remember correctly. Astolfo's costume is based on a not that. I said 2 years ago. I'm fucking going back a year. Herpa derpa. So AKA during the Nightingale Christmas. Is it? Is it Nightingale? No. What the hell is it? Is it oh, is it Cats? Dude. If it's Cats Christmas, low key, that's a dick move. Low key, that's a dick move, man. Damn, it's not. Thought it was. Hey, where's that craft essence from? Is this from CBC? Oh, it's cloudier, boys. What the hell? Thought it was from Christmas. It was looking a little Christmassy. But it's from Chilaudair. Is that this year's Chilaudair or is it last year's Chilaudair? Which one is it? Answer me honestly. I don't know which Chilaudair we're getting into these days. Right? Oh my lord. So many Chilaudairs. So much Chilaudairs to choose from. I love a good conundrum. Is there like a button I can click to see all the Chlaudia boy? It's right there? Fucking where, bitch? I'm blind. I don't detect males. I ain't got that kind of eye. I can only detect females. Help me. Can't see. Just go to cell phone? You right. I'll probably do that. I think that's a better idea, in my honest opinion. Alright, where the fuck is he at? Hey, where is he? I guess I gotta go Ryder then. Feels Batman. All the Batman. Well, it's weird because they gave it to Saber instead of Ryder. Angel's Breath. And by the way, the costume is also called Angel's Breath. So it fits perfectly. It's with G-Kun and I forgot who the fuck is that? The hell that? That is Charles. Oh, that's Samson? Damn. Samson be looking like a different person. But anywho, it is not a good CE. However, the costumes be popping. Therefore, you see this? Well, arcade. Everybody and their moms like crying. Look at that. That's everybody right now. All the Ereshkigal Gold fans. But anyway, yeah. Arcade, they're showing it off, as you can see. It is arcade quality. You gotta forgive them. But Ereshkigal got glasses, chat. Yeah, let's add some voices, huh? There you go. Mm. Then you got Astolfo in here. Boom. Same shit, essentially. I mean, that's not bad. It is interesting to actually see the bunny ear part didn't actually show up. Because the normally you would see a bunny ear there. I think that's really good. My honest opinion here, for the longest time, I hated Astolfo, because he had fucking bunny ears. But I believe putting this on just makes it a better Christmas. All right. Areshka Goal, of course. She's a cutie. Hottie with the body. It is weird that they don't show you the combat status on Areshka Goal. It's almost as if they fucking cut her right off. And also, reminder, Frankenstein cast for Christmas. Very cutie, very kawaii. She looking a pretty OP from what I'm hearing. So, make sure you guys enjoy that. And currently, yeah, by the way, currently they're doing the 9 ticket. You log in 3 times into arcade and boom, you got yourself 9 tickets. It's kind of wild. But then again, right? Then again, every time you log in, you're practically using $3 ish. You're using about $3 ish to play. So, understandable compensation. Christmas action. So make sure you guys prepare yourself on that. Also, NA maintenance has been announced. They're definitely going to be doing something else. You guys already know the things. You guys already know that the events are coming to an end. Make sure you guys remember it is till December 1st. And because of this, you need to actually be careful here. I need to be careful. I gotta fucking farm this shit. Kind of wild. I want one soon. I'm thinking that right when the JP live stream that's gonna happen, and also December 16th, by the way, they're gonna announce it there, and I don't know if the costume's gonna get announced there, but just remember, December 16th is where both JP Mobile and Arcade is gonna have some spicy time. Also, it's the voice actor of Kadok and Abigail, and Miss Okubo, aka the voice actor of Astolfo, and Astolfo and Ellie. So this is a really big getup. Really big getup in a lineup, so prepare yourself. It's gonna get wild. New Year is a coming. Good morning, Panda. Why is Astolfo's default face not smile? I have no clue. Don't worry about it. Because you have to make it smile. What am I doing again? Oh, that's right. I gotta farm. Give me a second here. I gotta like heavy farm on JP. Alright, here we go. What do we else? What else we wanted to discuss? Yeah, the maintenance is happening right around our exposed time location, right? We have about 12 hours ish, which is pretty neat. What the hell do I have? I have about 157. I'll probably farm it at the end here. I need to start farming whatchamacallit. I need to start farming seed of damn Europolis with the Raiderino Cappuccino. How you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Can we get a shout out? Any mod in chat? Any mod in the chat? I think we got no mods in the chat. Resident fucking sleeper. Hope you're doing well. I am doing swell. I hope you're doing well, my friend. How are you today? I see you've done the impossible. How was your stream? Is it working? Sadly, no plebs nor subs can shout out. Just due to the fact that there has been some dumb abuse with that, so I've taken that liberty to strip it away from you all. It is unfortunate because technically I wanted you guys to monitor and keep the chat in company. However, there were too many abuses that I had to shoot it down real quick. But make sure you guys support Yoro. What'd you do today? What was your plan of attack today? But in about 10 minutes or so, we're going to be doing a little co-stream with Cad. I'm going to be yelling Cad out and be like, Cad, are you here? And then he'll probably show up. If not, shit, I got to go look for him. Yes. Right now, we were just discussing JP stuff. Apparently, the text, yeah, they're deleting all the special text from Yoma, Ryder, blah, 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 blah. Oh, apparently there was a extra attack camera bug. Apparently, whenever you wanted to whenever you go to the strengthening tutorial during the new game, whenever you click on a material, by doing a certain maneuver, and if you were to click the touch way too much, you would actually break the game. Damn. So they're gonna fix the tutorial bug, because since you can technically skip the upgrade animation, um, apparently they're gonna work on that so the newer players won't struggle as hard. Other than that, it doesn't say anything about adding a new banner or whatnot. However, don't be surprised, tonight we get something new from JP as well as NA, because remember, live stream on NA is right around the corner, and we're going to be asking about this very shortly. What was I doing? There we go. Wanted to go to the NA news so we can get ourselves rolling. Other than that, what you up to? Did get Summer Narrow yesterday. Hey, congrats. Nice. MP2, MP1. Either way, congratulations. I know that's pretty Paul Champs for sure. Oh my god, I'm so glad low-key I changed screens, because I almost exposed porn on stream. Whoopsies! That would have been a little yikers, huh? I know you guys probably wanted to see it, but unfortunately, I have no obligation to show it to you. How many Saint Courts did it take? 30? Damn, the one multi and the dream? That's a pog champ. MP2 already had her with the last rate up, so I just wanted an MP up. Dang. Dedication. Well done. Let's see if I highly doubt it, but okay. Half health, not too bad. As a caster. Nightbot is mess mod. You are quite correct. It's like 2 mods though. It is enough. I'll probably catch you on the spot, and I'll probably hire one more person to kind of, you know, keep an eye on you guys. Like I got McTankles. I'll probably mod him temporarily to gun down anybody who messes around. What time is Cad? Isn't he supposed to be working? Well, I got good news. Technically, he should be working. However, he's not. And that's what makes it special. Raise a rainbow bird? Yes, he is. The boy is flying. Supporting me as always. You gotta run. Have a good rest of the stream. Alright, take care of yourself, my man. Thanks for the raid. You have fun. And song requests are on, guys. Turn it on. Start it up. Rev that engine, and let us go. Right now, the reason why I'm farming here, because I need silver. Once I'm done with silver, I'll go to bronze, and then GG easy. Are you guys done with the whatchamacallit? Are you guys done with the JP event already? Also, how you guys spending your NA deliciousness? You guys behaving? I hope so. See, this is the power of the Conot. Can it be a meme song? As long as it's not like too loud. You just finished Agartha? Hey, congrats, dude. How you like it? It was pretty good, huh? But it is what it is. Yeah. So we got ourselves the JP screen right here. JP's done. NA. Did they announce it? Oh, they did. Nice. PogChamp. SNS campaign. Did we beat this campaign, by the way? Did we already clear this campaign? I gotta know. If you don't know, FGO is coming in near you. So. And it's like at 6 p.m. By the way, I'm snooping by then. So you guys better have fun without me. It's the voice actor of Cadog and the voice actor of, I believe that's Bartholomew. This is voice talent discussion, newest game info, and more. I don't know what this more is. It could be anything. It could low-key be nothing. I don't know what to do at NA. Well, you got a couple options, my friend. You either do all your free quests so you can get all the Saint Quartz for free, or collect embers or mana prisms, whichever you prefer. I prefer mana prisms. Some people prefer ember. And then you go to leveling up your craft essence so you can make a couple CE bombs when the Christmas hits, which you know Christmas is coming. You know El Christmasino is Camarino. Oh, I fucked up. Shit. That's unfortunate. I was not supposed to upgrade there, but that's okay. But yeah, make sure you guys post on official Facebook, Twitter, and then you guys will get 5 Saint Quartz. Nice. Nice Saint Quartz. Nice tactic. Nice PP. And did they bust out anything else? Because we're gonna get 5.1. If you guys already, yeah, there we go. Items available with exchange ticket. You're gonna get Aurora, Steel, Meteor, Horseshoes, and Seed of Yggdrasil. Also, unfortunately, JP. Wait. Let's before we talk smack about it, let's see if NA busts it out. NA does not bust it out. Feels bad, man. One day, chat. One day, NA will bust out the same shit right here like JP. One day. I don't know when, but one day. You see how NA, you see how JP kind of make this easier for plebs and people who are just too lazy to read. Really nice visuals, easy, simple as pie. One day NA will have it. One day, Copium. And not this letters. While it is, you know exactly what you're getting. Like, it's letters, bruh. Come on. We live in visuals. But anyway, you can clearly see the Caddock Degen and the lover of Artoria, aka voice actor Bartholomew, holding the Excalibur pillow. Oh my. I'm hoping with lucky drops. I mean, lucky drops will get you places. I mean, it's really nice that you guys are getting a legitimate NA translation for this. It is a pretty good, funny memes. However, it is 2 years behind, so it's gonna be like it'll go over your guys' head, or you're gonna be like, "Damn, that's what it meant when XYZ said that." So, but yeah, make sure you guys get all your stuffs going. JP is maintenance. NA's got a live stream. Shit's about to hit the fan real soon. Let me farm this out, and then we're gonna be starting to call where Mr. Cad be. Okay. Can't wait for the OSD 5 to ship out. You bought it today? Nice. Very good. Cost you about a good chunk, huh? How many runs will I have to do to get enough drops to get 2 MLB traces of Christmas? It really just depends. This person's telling you 40 to 60. That's a really copium estimate. That shit is just if you've got the right place at the right time. I'm gonna tell you, you're probably gonna have to farm 100 times or so. And you can't ask me number questions. I'm not a math guy. I'm a lore guy here. I ain't your mathematical genius. You gotta ask Cat on those. All the senpai. Speaking of senpai, there you go. Good morning, QWERTY. How are you? $300 minimum? True. I say it's 300 minimum for sure. Just by the time you're done 300, you might get enough, is what I can say. You might get enough. If not, just pray to your gods or whatever you pray for. I would see 1 drop per 10 boxes. Damn, dude. That's some heavy RNG. That's a heavy copium. I haven't played Lotto before. Is it hard? It's not that hard. Just understand that if it's your first time, know that a lot of people will try to 3-turn. If you do not have the material, skill set up, servants to do a 3-turn, just do your very best to clear the node, right? So what you do is you make your strongest comp, and you tackle the best place you can farm less than 10 turns, and then just keep doing that till you get materials and tickets. Lotto's the time when a lot of the FGO player kind of loses themselves and kind of shoves away the newer players. And a lot of people would just keep on discussing how you can 3-turn. Lotto is very toxic in a way as well as a good thing. But, however, we can talk more about that soon. Because guess what? No hard, grindy. That is true. It is very grindy. If you're not used to doing the same things over and over, all is swell. I gotta actually try to see if it works. Cad's gonna answer. There you go. That's perfectly a good segue right there, my friend. There you go. You guys ready? Well, here it comes, all right? We've got ourselves the Classica. Now the co-stream is live. Now, do understand that I'm going to be farming in the background. However, you'll see the classic picture right here. My VTube avatar is going to change a bit. If I can find it. Jesus. There we go. Found it. All right, without further ado, here we go. It's co-stream time. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys don't know, we have a guest today, and that is the Kadroth of Cad. He is the knights and the kings of poggers and doggers. Everybody know who he is. If he doesn't, he's an FGO streamer. And he is a partnered streamer and loves Artoria. All Artoria, every single Artoria. And he streams around 5 hours after my time, usually. And here we go. With that introduction out of the way, here's Cad. Hello?
Hello.
Alright, I know, it was a poor introduction, I do agree. But
No, you were muted, so I couldn't hear you.
oh, really? Shoot.
Yeah.
Cad's quiet, turn him up? Alright.
Yeah, I'm not on my normal mic.
How's that? That better? Cad, say something?
Something dark side.
Is that better for you guys? Better? Cad's here? Yes, Cad is here. You better be on your best behavior. Or else you're going to get beat up. It's not much. It's pretty low. Oh, damn. I guess I need to tie you. Thought I checked it. I guess it didn't work. I'll tie Discord to voice. Uh-oh. Hello?
Hello.
The voice is not changing. Wow. This is...
Try leaving the channel and coming back.
Oh, maybe that'll work.
That works.
Oh.
Ohio.
How's that? That better for you guys? Still low? Damn.
Fuck.
That's unfortunate. Still low? Bad, man. It's good? Oh, there we go. I think we fixed it.
Panda, open your ears.
Yeah, Pandas be asking, did you just wake up? Is this true?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't just wake up. I woke up around 9:30, so about an hour and a half ago.
Good morning, good morning. What'd you do?
What, when I got up this morning?
Yeah.
Let the dogs out and probably other things you don't want to know about.
Understandable. Did you? Oh, there we go. Now with that question, we got a person asking questions. Says, is Lotto hard?
Lotto hard? Yeah. It's not. Lotto is what you make of it. So it's always your investment is how much you're going to be able to get out of it. If you can't do a whole lot, it's going to be just the status of your account at the time and how much time you have to spend on the event.
As you can see, he can explain it much better than I can. But yes.
It's just all about like you investing in your account and trying to go harder. Some people don't do a whole lot, and I always tell people just set a goal and try to reach that goal. If your goal is less than someone else's, you don't have to feel bad.
There we go. We got in. Got the exclusive picks in. Right here, right meow. Boom. Got it. And with that said, Cad is here. Turn up, Cad. Cad's already turned up. You need to turn your ass up. You probably have a condenser on, so turn that off.
I was gonna say I do think that I sound a little bit low from your stream, just from what I'm hearing. But I don't know if you can turn me up anymore.
You are
It
best
probably has to
on
do
my
with your
side.
sound mix,
Probably.
like not actual Discord.
Because I did maximize your sound. I did maximize it so you're in voice chat. So
Mm-hmm.
perhaps this will no, you're 100% in my chat, so I don't know if I can get you even further and beyond. Here, one more time, about 120. And then he should be around my voice. Alright, say something.
Something dark side.
There we go. That should be good now, right? You always tell new players 10 boxes and not feel overwhelmed. That is true. People just like I said, a lot of people get sidelined because a lot of people are just wanting to talk to other mathematicians about 3-turning, one-shotting, how to be more efficient, X, Y, and Z. And then when people ask about it, and they're just gonna be like, you have this, and this. If not, you're not worth my time, kind of deal. So yeah, it's a good advice to tell newer players to be like, don't get too overwhelmed. Do what you can at first, then optimize it from there. What do you think, Kat?
Yeah, it's for a newer account. It's very hard to do a whole lot in a lotto, mostly because it's going to take you a lot of turns. Like when you get anytime you get over 3 turns, you start including RNG into the comp, and the RNG could fuck you. You could do 4 turns, or you could do 7 turns or something like that, and it gets worse from there. I've had people tell me it's taken them like 12 turns to clear a lotto node and stuff before. That gets really hairy. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. There's a lot of stuff that's just going to make you not want to do the node when it takes you that long. So it's again, it's just about setting your own goals and trying to get as much as you think you can out of that event, because every lotto you go through, you're going to do better each successive lotto after that.
And then a lot of people have been saying, you have a YouTube channel, I hear. Is this true?
Me? Yes.
Yeah. And what do you do in these YouTube channels?
My guide content and stuff mostly. There's other stuff like my roll videos, but for right now I haven't been doing too much with it. I probably should, since I'm off this week from work, but I don't know. I've been so overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. I was telling them in VIP I actually had 2 artists basically cancel their projects on me this week, so I'm not pleased with stuff behind the scenes that's going on. But it's I do so much on so many different levels that it's hard to make it all function at the exact same time without help.
I've noticed. But it is a weekend. It is your break time.
Yeah.
You gotta rest while you can, because you ain't getting that week back.
Sure. Oh, I know. This is just my week off basically. So there's still going to be some stuff I'm going to do this week because it's hard for me to do normally otherwise, but otherwise for the rest of the week I'm going to be taking it easy.
So if you guys don't know, YouTube CAD is type in !CE. You'll learn how to get a CE guide from exclusively him, and make sure you go hit that subscribe button for him. He's got already the Christmas guides loaded like 2 months ago.
Yep.
Pre-prep.
Because we thought we were getting it early.
Yep. And it's just one of those things that, speaking of that, how surprised were you when they switch a route on you?
Decently. To me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense what they're doing, and not that like I can't come up with a reason for why they could do it. More that I'm surprised that for no real reason, no imperative reason for them to do it, that they did switch it up just because it's them operating on a different schedule than JP did. It's them having to again load their patches in a different order, potentially causing bugs, potentially causing unseen issues and stuff like that. So I'm surprised that they did go out of order.
Do you think we're gonna get the Nightmare NA 1-day scheduled Nightmare?
What do you mean?
Remember when Little Jolter event came out? We had a 1-day maintenance.
Oh, I hope not. Yeah, I know you're talking about long maintenance, long Jonta.
That was yikes for a lot of people.
That needs to never happen again. That was the day that basically broke everyone's login streak,
Yep.
and you remember my stance on that issue. They fixed it for JP. They didn't fix it for us,
Oh,
and that really made us feel like second-class citizens.
That was
So,
sad face.
yeah, it happened. The same thing happened to JP about like a week after NA, and they did make it work for JP. So it was very annoying for a lot of people on NA at that time. Basically, everybody that had logged in every day and was a day one player and stuff like that, they all had their streaks broken. So it was not like a huge issue so much as it was something that just, I guess, wounded the pride of a lot of long-time players.
It is true. And it's one of those things that oh no, actually it'll hurt because well no, have they already done the day login streak times whatever it was on NA yet? Because remember JP did that, and the longest you can get was like 500 free sync courts or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's still to come if I remember correctly, but who knows?
That's gonna hurt the NA calculator a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And was it Apple Store was being a Pepega? I think it was both.
Yeah, so my understanding of the issue back then, and don't get me wrong, it's technically App Store's fault, but like basically the App Store requires approval of stuff beforehand, and they know that as developers. They're used to operating to that capacity year in and year out, every single patch that they do, and they were late on that one. They had to be. That's the only way that it would have gotten held. And I guess rather than make sure that it reached the approval, they went home for the day on the JP side of things, because JP and their engineers are the people that handle NA. A lot of people don't realize that NA is run by a basically glorified marketing team. It's not like the NA side of things doesn't handle anything software related, as best we can tell. Just maybe some translation and localization stuff. But yeah, it seems to me that they got it to them late. The JP crowd went home because they didn't care, and it wasn't until the next day that it got fixed. Because apparently, about like, I think it was like an hour or two after it got rejected or something like that, it did get approved, and so it never got uploaded. Like the servers never came back online because the JP engineers had gone home. So it definitely tells you that they didn't care enough about NA at that point in time.
Until Mr. 2 stepped in.
Yeah, Mr. 2 seems to be doing a good job. He seems to actually care about like the status of the game and stuff, but we've talked about that a lot. It definitely seems to be the case from his interviews.
It's one of those things that where Mr. 2, I really like the devlog. I really hope he makes more and a little more detail. Just because, to me, I think the anime New York one was the most vaguest of them all. Because it was really quick, 4 minutes, and it was just nothing. To me, at least.
That's basically what I said. Is the first one was fantastic. The second one felt short. And I don't know if that was on purpose or they just didn't have a whole lot to talk about. I think they could have talked more, though. Like, you could have mentioned stuff like Christmas. You could see even at Anime NYC, they didn't really talk Christmas. They just threw up a teaser and said, you know, it's coming, but no date.
Oh, yeah, no, that confused the hell out of me when it came to the news banner, because I've heard and I've noticed that it was going to be 5.1 first, then Lotto. Then what I see is a Lotto coming soon at the bottom, and then live stream on top. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, is this going to be a Lotto first? Not everybody said it was a story first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Ryan. I understand. And like I said, I get the time difference. It's one of those deals where basically software engineers like that do have to pull all-nighters every once in a while, especially if they're implementing major patches. You would expect if they encountered a big hiccup like that they would have stayed, but they didn't.
Do you think they'll announce the date for Lotto during the stream? Probably not.
Yeah.
They will?
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I think they will, only because they didn't give it to us at Anime NYC. And like this, what I expect them to cover here, and
Yeah, we can talk about the live stream. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think they're gonna do 5.1. I think they're gonna talk Advent calendar, like they'll maybe give us a preview of some of it or something like that. They're not gonna tell us what the final thing is. They never do. They always go, ooh, mystery present. But I do think they'll probably lay out the first 24 days or something like that to it, and then they might throw in the Christmas date, because I mean it's obvious to us that watch the schedule and try to predict things and stuff like that. They're now stuck in a pattern. NA is solved as to like what it's going to be throughout the next like month and a half here. It's JP that we don't know.
Hey, thanks for the follow there. But yeah, it's NA. Well, technically we know JP too. However, this next up is going to solve everything, right? Where they're
there's enough time for 2 events. We just don't know how they're gonna manage those 2 events.
Because we got like 5 possibilities, right? We got the rerun, Christmas Lotto, then at the very end of the 31st, sneak you in, or you've got the new Christmas Now, the 6.0 event, then the New Year's. There's always going to be that New Year's because, Mr. 2 will always be there, and FGO likes to do that. And the last one is surprise. It'll be a 6.0 event, then Lotto gets announced, which is highly unlikely.
So I think I know what it is now. And the only reason I think I know what it is Trubs, when's their next live stream?
Oh, I know. That's it's going to be at the 18th of Saturday. That's going to be 6.0.
Oh, it is the 18th.
It should be.
Someone was saying it was the 18th, but they looked we looked it up because I hadn't heard any official announcement on that. And apparently it's only a winter festival thing, and it's a live thing. It's not a
What do you mean?
From what I could tell, it was not an actual official Chaldea station.
Oh no, it's gonna be it's not gonna be a Chaldea station. However, it's going to be a live stream announcing the 6.0 event. I can almost guarantee.
That I agree with. So the fact that I don't think we have one now, right? We're going into maintenance on JP. It's been announced. But we're not getting a live stream tells me that what's coming is a rerun or a dead week.
They can't have a dead week. Technically.
They could.
They really could. But if they do, that means that I'm
leaning towards rerun.
Nobody's gonna be pissed. Everybody's gonna be pissed if there's a dead week this week.
Yeah, everybody. I agree.
And didn't Genshin bust out the new storyline recently, 3 days ago? I haven't followed it, but
Genshin? No, Genshin has a new patch, I think, with an event, but I don't think it has a new story necessarily. Oh, side story? Okay, there you go. Yeah, I haven't followed Genshin at all in the slightest. I've given up on it at this point because to explain my stance into why people have asked me, am I still playing and stuff like that. To me, I viewed Genshin as a decent off-content game that basically was also a good marketing tool and networking tool, and I don't see that being the case anymore because I've seen so many people give up on Genshin. So it's not that Genshin's a bad game or anything like that. It's just it's quickly developing gacha mindset and becoming less of a community thing and more of it's getting its own unique culture to it. And, again, do FGO streamers tend to network outside of FGO? No, it's very hard for us to do so. Yeah, you don't typically see us go raiding into the other gacha games and vice versa. You don't typically see the other gacha games raiding into us. That's what I see now is the gacha crowd having a hold of it rather than you've got some variety people having a hold of it. Where at that point it was good to actually play Genshin because you could converse with them over a game that you both played. I don't see that anymore. So that quickly changed in the span of about a month. A lot of people gave up on Genshin that were in that variety sphere. So we'll see whether or not it is a thing later, but yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Give me 1 second. I don't know what that was, bro, but you need to calm down there, young man. You are not a sub, therefore you do not be spamming that. But hey, thanks for trying. We were just talking about the FGO events, live streams, NA live streams, AP live streams.
Yeah, so my theory is we're getting Christmas rerun and you're getting 6.0 Christmas at this point. That I think no one wants it to be, but I think that's what fits. Now watch them not do it though.
And you know my stance on this, right?
Yeah.
To me, I think we're going to get a Da Vinci. Like, I think we're going to get a Lotto New Year's. And we're going to get a Da Vinci Lotto in New Year's because if you checked your Mana Prism shop, if you checked your Miss Crane shop, there has not been a Jalter costume popping up just yet.
Oh, yeah.
And Jalter low-key has been missing this entire year.
Did she get something when she got her upgrade?
She showed up here and there, but she showed up in Tengu.
Yeah.
She showed up in Tengu as an event servant. And then other than that, she came out in that's about it. Yeah, because there was no Lotto for her this year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there hasn't been a Lotto for her in
there hasn't been a
3 years?
Banner for her in 3 years.
Yeah. No, she has one coming up right here on NA. It's the 20 million in the next 6 months-ish. But after that, I don't think she gets another one. So she goes about 18 months without a banner. That's typically what they do with her, and I don't know why. But because you always get the people that start FGO and they're like, oh my god, when can I pull for Jalter? And that's why I typically know the Jalter banner dates is because I'm so used to having to answer that question.
I got you.
But yeah, no, I could see them giving her another event. If they redo the Da Vinci Lotto, I don't think anyone would be angry. Like, you know my stance on this. If they don't run Christmas, the only reason that I'm disappointed is it's a very bad look for them as a developer. It's a staple event that they have had every single year since even the short beginning year of FGO. They have never missed a Christmas. They have always had it, and it's kind of one of those gacha norms. It's an event that a lot of gacha games have, and if they don't run a Christmas, all it says to me is they can't handle their own schedule. They can't bracket things correctly and actually manage to fit it in.
Or we would get a Lotto, right? And it's gonna be because I think the highest what was the highest Christmas Lotto? It was Lost Belt 1 Santa Kids, right? And then you said it'll be a 6.0 6.0 barriered banner, which is kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy, but you look, typically the fest events haven't had a high requirement, but Christmas does, because you did have Ketsmas and you did also have Erishmas, which had a Babylonia requirement. So it's like, they've definitely gone higher than Fuyuki with Christmases several times.
Indeed. What do you think it's going to be about? We got Fran on Arcade. Any guests / copium?
Oh no, the Arcade.
I know. I mean, it wasn't as bad as this last few years, where everybody just... It's surprisingly that this year is the quietest year for NA to be saying Onore Arcade, because it's Santa Fran.
Yeah, looking back now, they've had Santa Helena, Santa Suzuka, and Santa Fran. Those are the three that we don't have that Arcades had. Out of those, the only one I actually really care for is Santa Suzuka. It's the only one I actually, like, oh man, I really want that.
Suzuka made it saltier. I mean, yeah, a lot of people want Suzuka there for sure.
Yeah.
If, right, we're going to talk about the any of the servants that you want for this Christmas. Who's it going to be?
Oh, fuck.
Unfortunately, it can't be the LB6 servants because of that. But we can do that next year, right? We'll do one for this year and next year.
All right. Pet theory here. I'm still angry that someone didn't make it into summer.
True,
do you know who I'm predicting?
Where's my Lalter at?
No.
Oh, it's not Lalter?
No. So Lalter, don't get me wrong, I'm never going to be angry if it's a Saberface, right?
Oh, are you talking about Drake? Yeah.
Yes, Drake.
True.
They very purposefully avoided Drake, and I still wonder why. So if they do me a Santa Drake, hell yes.
That would be pretty good. Drake would be a good addition to the Santa action.
She has what is it, the Golden Hind or whatever it is, fucking as the sleigh.
Oh, that'd be pretty nice, yeah. And next year, now you got Drake Copium coming in hot. What is the option for next year Christmas? Of course, you don't know the new servants, but now with the new rosters.
And a lot of people would be like, "Oh my God, Erish," because she wasn't in summer either. To me, I don't know why Erish wasn't in summer, but I hope they don't go back and do like Erish Christmas, because that just relegates Erish to perpetual Christmas status. Like,
much, yeah.
She was released during a Christmas event, and then you make a Christmas form of her. That's all she is then, is the Christmas unit. Like, I would hope that instead that they would do Erish during something like Halloween or something, but
Would be cool.
I don't know.
Erish is definitely a servant that's in questioning at this moment, because a lot of JP shenanigans is talking about the dead to an extent, but we'll move on from there.
Well, you saw she got glasses on her.
I know, so. You saw that. What do you think of that? It was pretty cute.
It was all right. I was actually talking about it in VIP before I came in. When you were showing it off, the number one thing I don't like about it is actually her cape.
Yeah. Her
cape kind of looks like it's very stiff, which is, it's a problem with a lot of 3D models. Is unless you have an actual like physics engine and stuff like that, it's very difficult to make something like a cape work well, because you can see like the problem isn't the right side where her shoulder is propping it up. The problem is the left side where her shoulder isn't propping it up, but it's still poofy like right there.
Right here, guys.
Yeah, there's no reason for it to be that like poofed out. It looks really weird.
Yep.
That's not how capes work.
And you can clearly see like it's a still animation on the cape.
Yeah.
To make sure that they didn't like make it too crazy. I think it's just I think they purposefully did that for clipping's sake, right? Because she does move her left hand a little bit here and there.
Yeah. They just did it for clipping purposes. You can see like they make it move up when she moves her hand up, but
still
you can also see. Yeah, it's very weird how it works, and it's like it's almost like there's a blocky texture around her arm where it's like it's not allowed to infringe. But then you saw then it clipped later, so it's really odd, and it might have to do with the fact that the cape can't like it gets pinched when she raises the arm and it can't get out of there. So I don't know. It's
a good one though. If I can get it on YouTube here, is the Erish Google Arcade Valentine clothing.
Yeah. And to be clear, chat, I'm not hating specifically on Erish. There's a lot of units in arcade that have this issue. It's the downside of 3D models.
Yeah, he's not an Erish hater, guys. Come on, knock it off. This one. Right here. Because the cape is actually, like, gone. The cape problem is gone.
Yeah. And I honestly think that's a way better costume for her, like, straight up. I'm willing to bet most of the people that use Erish probably use that costume if they have it. Wait, so is that supposed to be her Christmas outfit, or is that something else?
That was the Valentine's Day clothing. So essentially her February clothing.
Yeah. Yeah, she even gets all shy and blushing there. Yeah, it's way better than the glasses.
And like it's clean in battle too. Nice. Because you don't see the clip to get it.
Yeah, that's actually pretty impressive, because that's basically like a shawl around her arms and stuff. It's pretty much still a cape, but what's gone is that huge ass shoulder issue, because a lot of how 3D models work is they have a skeleton and they have like kind of attachment points, and the shawl is just attached to her arm, whereas the cape was attached to her shoulder, which is much harder to do as you're gyrating your arms around. But if you attach it to her arm, then it just follows her arm, and it's not a big issue. Any clipping that'll happen will happen to the back, and so you just won't be able to see it most of the time, especially with her hair being that long.
And then what do you think
it's
about
funny to notice things like this.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. What do you think about the other one? The Angel Breath. The trap boy in question.
The only thing that like I'm gonna say is Astolfo is quickly becoming the Umu of like boys, basically, where it's like Astolfo just has so many costumes now at this point that it's getting kind of funny, because it's like, yo, how about you give a costume to someone else? But he's popular, that's why it is. So they know it'll sell, they know they can get people in. But so Trubs, do you still agree with my pet theory that they're gonna shut arcade down?
I wouldn't say shut arcade, however, yeah, the ending is coming soon, and the live stream right here is going to talk about the last chapter. What do you think about the arcade last chapter? Speaking of that.
So you're talking about how they revealed like Proto Gill or something that looks like Proto Gill at least. I don't know. That'd be an interesting premise, and you know me, like my theory is arcade runs its course here, gets shut down, gets merged with FGO, and a lot of things happen because of that. You're basically merging in a stray timeline at that point, and so a lot of stuff can come with it, including something like prototype tie-ins, right? Like you could end up with something there, or you could also end up with this maybe is how they bring PvP into the game.
Oh, you know they're trying to sneak in PvP into mobile. They're trying. The reason, like, because if you think about it, the fact that if you don't know, go check it out. But the statistics on arcade PvP is actually crazier than you think. People are still going into arcades to this day playing FGO arcade, no matter what the circumstances. The money revenue is still there. The printing IRL card is a fucking real thing. And it's gotten to the problem where you can actually resell it, and that is, you know, that's being watched by actual FGO peeps.
Yeah, and that's the only reason that I think it's going to close down, is I worry about like basically COVID and how it has affected them. Like you said, I'm sure there are people still playing. My question is, are those numbers where they need to be based off what they projected, for investment in the project? And was this ever planned to be something long term that gets maintained for, a decade or something like that? Like, we know they have a 10-year plan for FGO. We don't know that on arcade. So it's like, was this only ever meant to be a 3 or 4 year project or something like that, and then the machines get removed and yada yada yada? That I don't know. That's more of the arcade sphere of things, and I'm not an expert by any means on that.
And funny thing to note, right? Speaking of dismantling, the person who's been running for 3 years straight on arcade has stepped down from project manager. That was the recent live stream that it was kind of hitting everybody by surprise.
Oh, okay. So that's not the dude that didn't he leave because he was having a kid or something before?
No. That was the other one. That was the commentator, the PvP player. He was leaving due to his kid. And low key, not gonna tell. The truth version to an extent is that he was legitimately a tryhard, and he was more. he was toxic to an extent. That's why he was low key removed. But it is because of his child as well. But whenever you saw him talk or comment on it, compared to the new guy we just have, which is the Amaxa support, which is he's a pretty arcade nerd and a winner of the championship in the arcade tournament, which is pretty cool.
Interesting.
Compared to him, like you compare those two guys' criticism, he tells it what it is by the shot, and he would ask or let them know in detail by detail, like how framing could be a little better, or right now this is a little bit OP because of the using of the movement speed skill on Jack or everybody and their mom. Unlike the other guy, he would just bitch and moan to an extent.
Oof.
Yeah, so it's family mostly. However, they had to remove him due to it was too close to the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I really wonder, and that's going to be everyone's big concern if PvP ever does come to FGO is how do they balance it and what's going to be the issues. And it's like I know like you translated the interview with Mr. Two. I read your translation to people in chat, and it's like to me, it at least seems like Mr. Two knows that that's like the thing that everyone's afraid of, and that people don't want PvP to come into the game, but they want to try something new and as a fun way of getting people into the game. And so I do wonder, are they just going to have like, here's PvP on an island with set characters and loadouts and stuff like that, and it's in the game, but it doesn't affect the PvE side. If they do that, it'll be successful. Yeah. It's if they start trying to mess with the balance of the overall game to make PvP work, that you're going to have a lot of issues.
That's a yikers, for sure.
Yep. Yeah, they like anytime I've ever seen a game do that, it tanks the game. It always does because you end up having this thing where PvP dictates balance, and that makes PvE really shit. Because stuff that was fun and cool and awesome in PvE is broken in PvP and gets nerfed. And so it just makes everyone angry. It makes both the PvP and the PvE side of things angry.
This is correct. And if you guys don't know, arcade-wise, K-scopes are not 100%. They are technically 30% in order to prevent a full charge right off the beginning of the bat. At the same time, it's actually much easier to arch chain because every arch chain is 10%, and you can change cards every rotation. So you can charge 10% in about every 5 seconds if you get the right RNG. So getting into Noble Phantasm and Star Collection is not that hard.
So do they have other starting charge CEs and stuff like that?
Yes, but starting charge CE is not technically the meta on arcade. It's more like invincibility or invuln pierce. Because invuln pierce is a full combo invuln instead of a one turn or one time thing. So they have to hit you with a set amount of hits in order for your invincibility to be gone. And since everybody and their mom is wearing invincibility, they'll put invuln pierce. The invincibility will have the HP side, and ironically, you getting that sliver of health and surviving and able to pull a combo off is much more reliant, unlike the video games, than for PvP.
Yeah, I know, like, there was a while there, too, where you said, like, the taunt thing was a meta as well on arcade, because it was, like, it just forced people to hit the wrong unit and crap like that, and it was so hard to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Did they actually ever do anything about that?
They changed it so that you can move faster. However, if taunted, it'll just shift back to it. So you can now maneuver, you can maneuver it away. However, if the enemy taunts and you are in range of him now, you are going to forcefully you're going to automatically turn to him still, but instead of like map range, it's more vicinity now, so which is nice because it used to be map range. So they activate taunt, you fucking turn 180 and break your neck. When that happened back then, but they nerfed it by do more bigger proximity and X, Y, and Z and all that. And speaking of PvP, mobile has a PvP Grail front. What do you think about that? Not PvP. Mobile has a Grail front that they're slowly hyping up. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think that's where PvP is going, and that's what I was saying with like set loadouts and stuff like that, where it might be okay, you can take your whalish bullshit in there, but it's like it's not going to matter. Your PvP might be it might not even be actual PvP. It might be player versus computer, basically, where the other person's loaded up their quote-unquote loadout, and you have to defeat it, and they're not even there. That's a possibility that happens in a lot of games. I think that's how I wanted to say that's how Epic 7 does it, but I think Epic 7's live, but I think you can do it both ways in Epic 7 or something. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with PvP in any of the other gacha games, but it's like you could do it that way, or you could do it player versus player, but I think if they're actually going to make it be a live thing, then at that point it becomes less about like, hey, just scoring points and stuff, and you actually need to defeat the enemy team, and then they really have to clamp down on the balance. They have to clamp down on the availability of units and stuff like that. So the easiest way to stop that sort of thing, though, is to basically just put a huge cap on the like point availability of what you can take in. You've already seen that in the Grail fronts, where it's like it feels like you're predominantly using like maybe 1 5-star, a 4-star, and a bunch of 3-stars. Like it's really all you can take in. You can't just load up with full super scopes and 5-star people and stuff and just steamroll the enemy team. It just doesn't happen.
I like that because it actually makes people use other units, and you would find out the other units that you use or have to or haven't seen the light of day actually pops off in those situation types, which is really nice. Like for an example, will be the Sakura Lancer, the Chinese one. I forgot her name. I always forget her name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Tin Liang Yu.
Yeah, that one. She actually pops off really well, just because she's like a 4-star coup with healing whenever she gets critted on. And guts, so it's just really strong. Also, what do you think them not busting out Grail front? What's wrong? What's happening? What do you think?
It's funny because they got criticism in the anniversary interview for not busting out main interludes.
Right?
And now instead we get a gigantic quote-unquote main interlude for all of October, and we get 3 different welfares for that. So now, the subject matter is going to focus on Grail fronts, and this is where, again, I'm going to go back to, I don't think so far that this year on JP they have been able to handle their schedule. There's been too much dead time. They are clearly, they have their goals that they're after, but it does seem like other things are falling to the wayside because of it. It's like they don't have the staff to actually keep pumping content, and that's what's worrying to me. But who knows? They did say that they've hired more people, so maybe we'll feel the effects more in the future rather than now. But we're kind of getting to that like 6-month period where even if they had what they said was true by the interview, we should be feeling the effects now, and we'll see. It'll depend on, do they go event into event and stuff like that. But I think a lot of people view Grail fronts and stuff like that as dead time. I don't think they are. I think they're actually fun and cool and stuff like that. Like,
I agree.
One of the things I liked from the Mr. 2 interview was where he basically ended up saying, like, yeah, no, we don't want to have challenge content anymore in our lottos because people hate it. Like, people don't hate the challenge content. They hate having to decide, do they want to spend time doing the challenge content or farming? And that's a stupid choice that no one should have to make. So they said, hey, we'll just move the challenge content elsewhere and we'll bring in a Grail front, which at worst doesn't take that long. It's very hard to fail them and stuff like that, but they did make them harder here lately.
Oh yeah, it's really nice. Like the Caesar one, Merlin one, they did have their own little personality niche type of stuff. Where and I do like the restrictions that they keep adding. It's not just go try to kill him. It's more like try to not lose X, Y, and Z, or you try to protect X, Y, and Z with like a set amount of servants and whatnot, which was nice.
Yeah.
And the Grail fronts, do you think should they be more often, or should they put Grail front and challenge quest together?
I think that would actually be great, is if you combined like challenge quests into a non-event. If you basically did something like a Grail front alongside and just said, hey, here, you can spend all your time doing this, and it's very not AP intensive, right? Like you can, if you want, you could throw all of your AP into redoing the challenge quest for memes and stuff like that, but there's no shop at the time. There's no time constraints and stuff like that other than like, hey, do it over the course of a week, or maybe it releases on a day-to-day basis or something like that. But yeah, I think that's a great time filler that they don't use enough. Like take those challenge quests that were supposed to be during the fest events, give them their own week.
Oh yeah.
Right? And people would love that. People would love to sit there and actually like come up with fun and inventive ways to beat those quests. I think it's when you put them on top of some other high priority thing, people just go, "No, I'm not going to spend the time on this."
Like a Lotto. And everybody's been, they did it because A, they were desperate for a ticket, or B, to flex. And
yeah.
And one of those things that we've always talked about is to newer players is that you should definitely do the Lotto. Don't worry about the challenge quest, because you'd rather set up your account first, then go try out these fun little challenges.
Yep. Yeah, I see people in chat discussing leaderboards and shit like that. The only thing I'm going to say on that is Mr. 2 did say, like, with regards to PvP, they know people don't want it. That, like, they basically are aware of, like, the strain that that's going to cause in the community, and that their goal was to keep FGO as this sort of, like, casual play as you have the time type of game. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be the biggest try-hard PvP situation. I think it's going to be something, like I said, where it's like you have a controlled environment that doesn't affect the PvE side of things.
What do you think of April Fools? One day PvP all-out garbage fest.
Yeah, I mean, if they did something like that, that'd be cool. That's the other problem with the PvP system is, like, do you give it rewards and stuff? So it's like, if it's just an April Fool's event, you got to assume there's no actual rewards. It's just going to be, like, Rio artwork or some bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's fine. I don't think anyone would be angry about that. Like, actually, that might be a cool way that you could do something. Maybe if you win with a certain character in PvP, you get to use their Rio artwork, as one of their
that'd be cool,
sprites,
like as their PvE
unlock.
game. Yeah, that would.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome, right? Like, so it's just giving players more options. It's not anything that would impact gameplay. It's not anything that would impact people's ability to roll for more and stuff like that. So they can do cool things without upsetting the balance of the game, basically.
Yeah, the term balance of the game is definitely going to be touchy for like the next few years, because everybody's going to be very aware and scared of a PvP event coming in. And if Arcade does get called out to be shut down within like the next 2 years, I think, because they're not going to shut down yet, because they have fucking Alter Guild that's coming soon, so they gotta milk that shit as much as they can. But however, they have been running reruns on reruns a lot, and the fact that Elamaloy got a rerun, right, like within 2 this year, kind of suggests you that they're either A, just doing it so they can pump out more opportunity to cash in money, or yeah, they're trying to run its course to an extent.
Shutting down. Yeah, meanwhile, on mobile, Onore Arcade, Where's My Case Files rerun. Making me look like an idiot all year.
I mean, to be honest, though, you've heard about the New Year's, right?
For what? For Arcade?
No. For the Elmaloy.
No.
Okay.
I heard they're doing more, like, is it
they're doing
they're serializing
an OVA.
it more or something?
They're doing an OVA, which is an extra episode in New Year's. They're going to show us that. And by showing us that, I can almost guarantee you that we're going to get a season 2. So there might be a rerun during the show of the season
to promote it, yeah.
And
yeah, I could definitely see that. And that's like, this is something that I tell you guys all the time too, is like, it's so hard to predict sometimes when there's something that's logical and there's a pattern to it and we know that's what they should do. but we can't see what the developers can see. That is all the behind the scenes workings. That is Type Moon coming in and saying, hey, we're doing this. We want you to time your game event to that. That makes them, throw their own schedule off and stuff like that. So it's like, it's easy for me to sit here and nitpick and say they can't handle their own schedule. There might be very logical reasons that they have shifted things to be the way that they are. That's kind of why, I don't know if you were watching during that, Trebs, but the past week I kind of did a year in review of JP, where we had hindsight of that and we're able to look at like, no, here's why some of those delays happened. Like basically we had that long stretch there for the Waltz event, and then you got Camelot after. It's because Camelot wasn't ready because it got delayed a month.
Yeah,
the movie got delayed
because of COVID,
right.
And that really like low key messed up a lot of the shifts, in my opinion, during that year at least.
And so it's like, it's hard for us to know that at the time. Instead, we're sitting there going, why do we have 3 dead weeks?
It was
and we're shouting to the heavens. But that's a like difficult thing, because we knew the Camelot movie had been delayed. We didn't know they were doing a campaign with it necessarily. Yep. So that was, I remember that was something I was nitpicking them for a while, is they really dropped the ball in the Camelot movie compared to the Babylonia anime, where Babylonia anime was promoted for months, several campaigns, and the Camelot movies had basically had the equivalent of a commemorative craft essence and a costume for Bedivere, and that was all that it had.
Yeah, and it's an anime versus movie kind of deal, right? So I think what they wanted to do is they didn't want to spoil it or just kind of shove it down people's throat, while everybody and their mom was happy about it, right? But they couldn't give out like a 4-star, or they couldn't give out. It would have been pretty cool if they'd given us like a 5-star.
Oh sure, they didn't even give us banners.
Yeah,
right?
Like 5-star CEs, or even just more Artoria banners, or left and right with that. That would have been pretty cool. But
the Knights of the Round really hadn't had banners in a while, and that's why it was so funny that they weren't giving them banners, because it was such an easy win if you think about it, right? Like it works for both sides. They get to promote the movie, and the banner itself promotes them and giving them money. So it's like, I'm surprised that they waited so long to run those campaigns. And it's funny because in the end they did run them. Like
I think it was
kind of made up for that. Yeah. Like they ended up bringing us the part 1 banner with Ozzy and Sanzang and stuff, that we were all going like, where is this banner? Why have you never done this? None of these people have had a fucking banner in forever.
Yeah. Oh my god. I wonder when they were delayed it. I think I feel like Nasu said, I'm gonna do LB6, and because of LB6's clash, because remember, we did get a couple of Knights of the Round tables in the banner as well in LB6. Yeah. So I think they didn't want to over spam them, in their opinion, or they didn't know how long they would be able to delay the part 2, right? Because we knew the part 1 got delayed, and then we all thought that the part 2 was gonna get delayed.
Yeah. No, and that's something else that I pointed out too, is like, it does look like, looking back, you had the Camelot banners with the Knights and then some upgrades for them, and like Tristan got his upgrade there, and then it's like, oh, then after the fact you get Fairy Knight Tristan, who's basically better Tristan. True. And has a first skill that's the exact same as Tristan's upgrade, and you go, wait a minute.
Hold on now.
So it's like, which came first, chicken or egg? Did they buff Tristan and then made Fairy Knight Tristan the same? I don't think so. I think instead it was Fairy Knight Tristan was plotted to be this way, and then they went, shit, we should probably give that justification by giving the same buff to Tristan and stuff like that. So it's a very interesting thing to me. But yeah, you can see looking back now, you can see the relationship between that and why they did that. So it's funny. Based off the movie comment, Trubs, what do you think they do for Solomon?
The movie Solomon or banner Solomon?
The movie Solomon.
I don't know. I mean, the Blu-ray, they're gonna do the Blu-ray. With the Blu-ray coming out, they'll probably do a the Blu-ray coming out with all the banners. Like, have you seen all the characters that quote unquote shows up? Like
what in the movie?
In the movie, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like they could pretty much do a class banner like run through because it's like that was the whole problem. I remember back when we were talking about Solomon, people were thinking that Solomon was going to get its own anime, and I kept telling people, no, that's not going to happen
It would have been cool,
because
but yeah, it was.
they don't have enough content
Oh, 100%.
in Solomon Temple of Time, right? Like it's just a lot of what Solomon the chapter is the backstory of Solomon and why he's doing what he's doing, and then it's a gigantic like farewell tour, like Ganbare, you can do it, from every single servant from every single chapter of part 1. Like it's just basically them kind of coming through and rotating through and telling you you can do it as they defeat another demon pillar. Like it's very funny to me, but I'm like, that's not going to make a whole lot of like gritty content that they can focus on because you're only going to get that if you've played the game, the
Yep.
references and stuff like that, and who those people are. And it's going to be one of those deals where it's just it's not going to be stretchable out into multiple episodes. It's something that they needed to consolidate and very quickly touch on.
Well, it also doesn't help that they have a bad tendency to bust out the most popular shit instead of starting from the very beginning, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just because a lot of people shit on chapter 1 Orleans. I'm going to tell you, if you have not read the comicalization of FGO, because if you don't know, there is a comic version now of 1 through America right now. 1 through all the
Mhm.
way of America of just FGO Protag going through the emotions of what FGO Mobile went through. However, it's more, since it's comicalized, you see it more in picture details and more how intense that stuff was, more than the translation and the light novel perceives it to be.
Yeah.
And so Orleans was fucking cool. And if you guys don't know Orleans, there is a scene where Marie Antoinette legitimately just fucking protects you and like 500 other people by creating the wall, the glass wall, and fucking hits Jolter with it.
Yeah.
And that scene was pretty cool. And it's just, I hope that one day they would realize and then just start from very beginning, including First Order, because apparently First Order is still canon, and that's why I'm like, this VOD is important, and I keep pointing out on certain things and Castor Coos and Lancer Medusa and all that good stuff.
So let me ask you this, because this is something that I have, and this is, I guess, multiple topics, so multiple questions here, Trubs.
All right.
One, what the fuck do you think is happening with, basically with the FGO, the stage localization here on NA? Because we were supposed to get the actual play of the play translated, and we haven't. And then two, do you think, in a similar vein, it's a very easy win for them to translate the Epic of Remnant mangas?
The play one, I believe it is done by a JP slash Chinese peeps. Like
Oh, so
they're
you think they're doing multiple
so
languages at the same time?
I that could be a possibility, or they've just abandoned on NA just because of COVID garbage reasons, right?
Yeah,
Um,
because it's like they announced that and we haven't heard anything. It's like, woohoo, you launched a website.
I
Where's
know
the actual
it's
play?
it's ridiculous that like that's one of the pet things that I've been talking about on NA and be like, they keep launching websites and I'm like, dude, what's in the fucking website?
Yeah.
And yeah, there's the anime project. Oh, funny thing to note, by the way, if you did not notice, Cad, FGO Duel actually doesn't exist in JP anymore.
Wait, what now?
You know FGO Duel, the project.
Oh,
You know the little figurines, the little mini game.
no.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, okay.
you know the
Okay, I
title
remember
figures.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
know very much about that, but yeah, I forgot that they made like a figurine battling thing.
so if you don't know, NA still has FGO Duel in its FGO projects.
Yeah.
However, in JP, they've
It's not there
completely
anymore.
removed it. It doesn't exist anymore.
Hmm.
Which is the funniest shit. And on top of that, if you've realized, there hasn't been a new set ever since the seventh release, which is the swimsuit Yeah, which is the Maid writer, which has been God knows when it was. Their last information was
They
updated.
probably just realized it wasn't selling very well because it's like it's kind of a stupid thing. Like I get that it's like $15, right? But it's like, okay, for $15, they probably can't be making a whole lot of money on those statues, given how detailed they are. And what's it get you? Oh, their deck. Well, shit, I can go look that up myself. So it's like,
True.
you don't really actually need that to play a similar type game. You could make that yourself.
Ooh, true that. But you don't want the figures, Cat? Come on.
No, that's what I'm saying. At $15, that's so lowly priced, and it's probably low price to get you into it. So they're probably actually taking a loss on it. And that's
I
the
think so.
thing is it didn't become more popular, and they realized that, and they just said nope.
Yep, I can definitely. To be honest, though, I think they should make a little bit more here and there, because well, this will be definitely like super recreational. But anybody that wants to play like a D&D or like their own little world setup, using these kind of figures will be pretty cool NPCs if they want
Right?
to
Yeah.
involve any FGO characters in. But yeah, I just wanted to share a little fun notice that I've found out recently on FGO Project.
So can
Uh,
you still buy the statues on the NA side of things?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, they're. Let's see. We're gonna go to Aniplex USA. We have moved. Oh yeah, that's right. You're a store Aniplex USA now.
Oh no, Aniplex, go fuck yourself. I mean, what?
Hey. Busting. Oh, it's still available. Hate Grand Order Duel.
You know how I feel on Aniplex, both
I do.
between what has happened to you and what they have done in general to the community.
I do.
I'm not a huge fan of Aniplex because they are just so close-minded on everything. And you look at these other IPs and how they're handling it, and I'm just like, God, Aniplex is so antiquated. They're behind the times in how they treat certain things.
They're like Nintendo, in my honest opinion. They're very Nintendo, like very. There, nothing's gonna change until like internally the dragon or the Hydra is gone inside there, the core.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently, yeah, you can still buy the 10th edition for about $10. Oh, there's their
So what does
book.
that get you? Does that get you the figures, or
Uh,
does it just?
for $15, it'll get you one out of the six because one is secret, and
Wait, is it like random?
it's RNG. Yes, correct.
Oh, Jesus.
That it
Yeah,
is.
no, now I absolutely see why this is the case. Because nobody wants to sit there and keep buying the same thing over and over again. It's basically Ichiban Kuji
Oh, it
trying
really
to
is. Yeah.
do that for the States, and that won't work because the States doesn't have the same culture.
Because Ichiban Kujis are like, I don't know, it really feels weird going into an NA convenience store versus going into a JP convenience store. I know you haven't been there, Kat, and low key we gotta fucking go there. You'll know the difference right away in
Oh, yeah.
atmosphere.
Yeah,
And
I'll hit my head on the door because it'll be a smaller door.
how tall are you?
6'6".
Not
Most door frames are 6'8". So here in the States, at least. So it's like whenever I was over in Europe, I had to duck going into a lot of places.
I think you should be fine. But then again, I didn't visit back to Japan when I'm like 6'2" now, so we might be facing the same problem. But they've a lot of renovations happening, at least in Oki, where they did make bigger doors for foreigners and visitors, and so
Huh.
it's really
Well,
cool.
good.
But yeah,
But
like
yeah, no, I'd love to go to Japan at some point.
yeah, like it's really weird going into an American convenience store. Feels like you're going in there and I don't know if it's the atmosphere or the way it is. It makes me depressed. It really does. It like kind of makes
What,
you
in a American store or in a Japanese
no, the
store?
American store. Like it
Oh,
feels
yeah.
very closed. It feels very stacked and packed. If you
Yeah.
go to JP, you would see more of a aired out, refreshing. Like I wouldn't say like wow, like you're fucking breathing fresh air, but it's more spacious. So it doesn't, and it's not like to the top of like the roof or everything is up to the brim.
Really? See, I would think it like JP convenience stores would be smaller versus like NA stuff typically has a lot more room for land and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
What they do is it looks more professional. Like it's really stacked neatly. It's all the places are neatly placed. And it really depends on which one you go, right? Family Mart,
Hmm.
Lawson, blah blah blah, 7-Eleven, you name it. But it's got that feeling where you go in and you're like, oh shit, like you can enjoy kind of stroll here and there, and then
Yeah.
walk out not feeling not wanting to buy anything, but in the end you'd be buying something, right? Because that's what it's supposed to make you.
Hmm.
But yeah, it just feels a little weird. But going back to your second question, which was the what was it? It was the because you talked about the play and then you talked about the second one.
The second one was, do you think it's an easy win for them to also translate the mangas
Oh yeah.
for Epic of Remnant?
You know my stance of Epic of Remnant. It's my head
You got
canon.
robbed with Woo.
Yeah, true. Um, it's my head canon. However, it's kind of showing to be truth that 1.5 entirely all the way from Shinjuku to CCC to Abigail's Salem is a overall arc, story, main plot, theme. You can see the comparison, like the parallels in each of the singularities to season 2. Like it
Yeah.
1.5 was literally a TLDR of 2.0. All 5 events. So
Yeah, I do wonder like the future of FGO and what they're gonna do with regards to 2.5 or something like that.
it would be interesting. However, it'll be a spoiler territory that we'll avoid because chat's gonna fucking
Oh
go
yeah.
wild. But yeah, going back to the translation side, absolutely. Like they even sneak peeking it. They even but they only need to bust out Shinjuku, and you'll know why Sherlock is sus. But that's not the point here. Anyway, um, busting out Shinjuku translated itself will make more readers understand how cool Shinjuku was. And for those
Yeah.
people who think Agartha sucked, I got bad news. I got bad news for you. Agartha was actually pretty insane. However, it was just kind of it was text versus a lot of the stuff was verbally imagery. So also there's adult Wu. Like she's actually pretty hot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I'm always surprised when they don't take something that I think would be an easy win, right? They could literally just translate it, and honestly, it probably cost intern Kun nothing in the back of a fucking basement to do it. Like, and all you got to do is have a supervisor look it over and make sure he doesn't make a fucking mistake. But it's like, I'm very surprised when they don't do stuff like that because it is such an easy win for the community if you do translate it. Everyone will like laud it and be like, oh my god, this is great, and then you get to run those banners. That's the big problem that they have is they don't do the same things for NA that JP does, and then they don't get to run the banners, or they have to rebrand the banner because it looks stupid to call it, oh, it's the Epic of Remnant manga serialization banner, and then straight up we don't have that in the States. So it's like I'm always surprised by that, and I think they could maybe even monetize it in some way, shape, or form and make money off of it. If you did some sort of limited print or something like that and charged, like, I don't know, maybe even $5 or $10 for it, you
Oh
could still
yeah.
make a butt ton of money.
Well, look, there's so many shit that NA and JP can do to monetize. We discussed this a lot of times too, but they never do it.
Yep.
At the same time, NA, to be honest, have more potential just because low key at this point, like you see some random artist will take advantage over fanfics and they're shilling gillions of money. But if you
Yep.
actually read it, it's like the story of Agartha, or it'll be very similar to an FGO story and be like, bro, good work, dude. Well done.
Oh yeah.
And I hate the fact that you've heard about me with Case File and Fake Strange, right? Case File, Fake Strange, Foxtail. Currently, those three are JP region locked. So I
Mhm.
legitimately have to use VPN in order to purchase them, which is no problem. But at the same time, it's triggering that the fact that they are still landlocking hard of these things where people will still go and get them. Right? It's no problem getting obtaining the chapters, books, purchasing them, blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
just like Tsukihime, right? It's the part where there is a possible potential revenue of jillions. However, they either don't even mention it or they don't even acknowledge it, which is very poor advertising, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Like I said, I've always been the standpoint of NA should get the same things JP got. You know me on this, and I know
Yeah.
your stance on it too. And it's just like it's when they treat the servers differently that the servers butt heads and go like, what the fuck, man, and stuff like that. So it's like, why don't you just do it the same, and then it's very easy. And it's like, I get that it's probably hard for them to localize it to all the forms, but it's like that's why you don't maybe open up a server in an area you're not prepared to localize stuff for, and that sort of stuff. It's like it's why global is English and not like English, Spanish, German, French, yada yada yada. It's
Yeah.
just English. But it's funny too because I think this goes all the way back to Nasu and Nasu having such a tight reign over translation in general is just that he does not ever want to let that go and he wants to have absolute authority over it. Again, you see what happened with Melty Blood and them
Yep.
changing Saber's
Yep.
name back, and it's like the problem is like he wants that control, and thus as a result, we don't get certain things translated because he refuses to do it unless he has the time to do it. He won't let somebody else translate it or be like, "Hey, I'm going to translate it, and if I have some issues, I'm going to come ask you about it." No, he won't even do that. It's just only him.
But I think it's at the point where Nasu. I think it's slipping away. Well, it's not really slipping away from Nasu, but it's expanding to the point where Nasu is feeling like he's losing control. He's technically not, right? If you
Yeah.
overall think about it, if he says so, it is canon, still kind of deal, and he is God in our universe, in our lore. But I think it's just gotten to the point that where he is old enough and where the age, the pressure, the time is just kind of getting to the point where he's just like, if um if I don't control it or maintain it my way, it's all gonna slip and fall apart and
Yep.
crumble on me.
Yep.
And that's kind of gatekeep, like you said, it's kind of gatekeeping all of us for translation, localization, profiteering, advertising, monetization, you name it. And it's I think it's bad, but Nasu I think is just he's a man, right? He's a man that's a doujinshi starter that created a company out of thin air through porn
Yeah.
with his friends and buddies that now has a global empire that's both, you know, global empire of English, Chinese, you name it. And uh, I think it's getting to him that a lot of people will have sometimes better ideas than him, and a lot of people
It's
would
growing
have,
beyond him.
yeah, and it
He has to keep
definitely
up
is.
with it all.
It's like Ted Scott or Todd Scott. He's the creator of FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Char, you'd have to show me that interview. I just frankly don't believe that because everything I've ever seen points to Nasu and him being the source of it. I don't think it's Aniplex doing it. Aniplex is in charge of localization, and that's about it. And while that is the case, even before Aniplex was involved in that stuff, it's still been that case. You can go all the way back on that. The same thing is true though too because I know Nasu in his own interviews has said that's the case. Like he does not want to let other people do translations. It's why you don't have certain things translated like Witch of the Holy Night and stuff like that. I always hear Creamy talk about that one, and we can't get it because Nasu doesn't let people translate it. So it all has to be fan done, and that's been a huge issue.
And whatchamacallit, Nasu is just it's a nice hyperplot convenient usage for a storyteller to use that sort of method too, right? Because he already has a Nasu, right? He has his own rules, he has his own history, he has his own quote unquote madness that he can use to his advantage. And that's one of the advantage is just making everything non-canon. He can make canon whatever the fuck he wants. But it's, it works so well up to a point, and we're hitting to the point of 6 years of FGO where and like you've heard a lot of people, you heard me talk about Nasu shit. Nasu likes to do the exact same thing over and over and over with a really like masked perceptive, right? Like in my honest opinion, LB6 was legitimately fucking Camelot slash like like X, Y, and Z mixed all together with and like I can name all the events that the shit in the tear jerks and all the harp forms and music tones on each of the other singularities to these singularities. And Nasu noticed after 5.5 a lot of the shit's done by Nasu, right? Because I think 5.2, 5.1, 5.2 was done by Nasu. 5.5 was done
I mean, isn't it alleged that 4.0 was written by Nasu as well? Like,
no,
we don't know who the writer of 4 is.
Yeah,
and I think I heard from some people saying that basically it seems to be quote unquote in his pen. That it might not be him, but if it's not him, it was probably him overseeing one of his people, one of his proteges.
I think so too, because it involved David, right? Because it involved David in a very important character. Simultaneously, it involved a very OP character, which you've clearly seen in LB6 that there's another OP fucking character. Yeah, like from 4-ish, it's 5.1 he wrote it, 5.2 he wrote it, 5.5 I think he let another person wrote it, but that was backed up by him as well. And then the Imaginary Scramble was written by a new person that was overseas with his knowledge. And Valentine Day was made by him. LB6 was made by him. There's one more he made by himself before. I can't remember. But there was another event that he made specifically. It is just, you hear him, and we're like, well...
But then he goes, "Oh, I'm not writing anything for FGO."
Yeah, like, bruh.
which is why you've learned to kind of read between the lines on Nasu and understand that he's not always going to tell you the truth right up front.
Yep. It's insane.
But yeah, it's and that's, like I said, he's literally sat there and said, like, with regards to Tsukihime, that, oh yeah, sure, he thought about bringing it to Steam, but the problem is they would have to translate it, and he doesn't want to have to do that because he wants the quality control over that translation. It's literally him saying he refuses to allow it. So that's kind of what we're saying in this regard.
Yep, and that can be backed up by Fate Strange. That can be backed up by Foxtail. Currently, Foxtail's no, not Foxtail, Redline. If you did not know, Redline has stopped publishing.
Really? I did not know that.
For unknown reason, we don't know when the next Redline.
I mean, like, so they haven't said, like, oh, the author's having an issue or something like that.
Right, like, ever since October 29th, they completely cut off all information from us. Because it's a, it's a real, like, introduction of Li Xuan, introduction of this new Chinese master, and nothing. No, like, next update's gonna be this, how's it going, what is happening, name it,
right? Yeah. That's another thing they do really poorly. They don't, like, because they're so antiquated, there's no, like, social media where they're saying, like, hey, here's the delay of Fate Redline for X reason or anything like that. It's just on Type Moon or Aniplex or again, Nasu's blog to talk about it, and they don't really get that. Like, we don't get the actual day-to-day updates. It's probably going to be the number one thing limiting the growth of the franchise going forward is if they don't modernize, they're going to have huge issues.
Oh, 100%, I agree. Like Foxtail, the next chapter is December 6th. You see it at the bottom here. You don't
Yeah.
see that on Redline, and that gives me the concern that they were talking about. And yeah, I don't know. I hate it because the only company that has not technically modernized is what you're hearing the background music right now, which is the fucking Pokemon series, the fucking uh, Game Freaks, right? They've done the same shit for God knows how long, and Nintendo is getting away with it. No modernization, copy pasta, remake a remake, and there's just hashing out Brown, smoking that 420 Kush, and everybody and their mom's buying it due to nostalgia. And it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's just that there's nothing new, there's no innovation, and it's just here's 3D of that old game you used to play. Boom, give me $70. And Nintendo will be giving you the crappiest controller on planet Earth. So you purposefully will buy the better controller for about $30, unlike PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Nintendo's definitely down on that. You better buy this. You get piece of shit. You better buy for quality. But yeah, it's just and Nintendo Online, in my honest opinion, is the most jankiest shit on planet Earth. Nintendo eShop is literally a scammer shop. Head Central.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just nutty. But anyway, moving on from this very dark topic.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about it too much either. You and I both have talked at length about this for hours on end. Like, for those of you guys that don't know, me and Trubs talk shop all the time behind the scenes.
Yeah, we do talk about this. But moving on to the quote-unquote we're going to go back to 5.1 predictions for NA. So the live stream.
Yeah.
What's going to consist besides that?
So, I mean, like
calendar.
Yeah, I was gonna say I said Advent calendar and probably Christmas, but because then I assume after Christmas, then we'll get another live stream for like New Year's or something like that.
Oh, do you think you'll get a New Year live stream right now?
Maybe it'll depend. Because they'll have the New Year banner, they'll have the New Year GSSR, and then there'll be the rerun of the Benny Enma event. So They technically don't need to do one for a rerun, but I'm gonna bet they will for the GSSR. But who knows? Yeah, they might go. They might not get us one.
Oh,
but,
actually, no, you might because when I was looking, the quote unquote Solomon Blu-ray and DVD will be on sale at January 19th.
On JP though, right?
Yes, that is true. You are correct.
Yeah, so it's like, because I know a lot of people like that's the theory I keep seeing people throw out is like, Cad Solomon's gonna get a NA or a NA campaign. I'm like, JP hasn't even had a campaign.
Here, Cad. Here's the NA Fate Go. They're both coming soon.
Yeah. It's I hope they bring all the movies and stuff to NA, but it's like, man, they I'm still worried about how they're handling Camelot, let alone Solomon in the future. So, who knows though?
Yeah, because aren't they busting out movie and Camelot? Then
yeah, we're getting DVD for part 1, and they haven't made any sort of announcement for part 2 yet. Like, so I get the feeling it's just going to be DVD for part 2 because
at this point, you've already seen it. Correct?
I've seen part 1. I haven't seen part 2.
Okay, I've seen part 1 and 2. And,
yeah, I was gonna say we'll probably do a watch party for part 1 and 2 at some point. I don't know.
Boys, PogChamp. Write that in your notes. Noted. Watch party soon near you.
Yep.
But yeah. My opinion, DVD wise, NA, they shouldn't do it because while I would be excited for them to do it, I'd rather just get them over with, throw in the DVDs, and move on. The DVD banner, move on, because the longer this takes, it's gonna work against Aniplex or the DWs, people who are trying to make revenue out of this shenanigan.
Yep.
Because it's just sadly the world of pirate exists, right? Let's be honest, all right. The piracy sadly exists, and anything that's older than fucking 6 months is free to play, literally. The only reason you would buy it is for collection, preciousness. Try to slide into your otaku girl's DMs. That's about it. And it would be cool if they bust out 1 and 2 together for Camelot wise, right? Like a dual showing, like we're about to do later in life. And then
I'm surprised they didn't do because the way a lot of the anime movies do it is they'll do dual features or 1 or 2 day exclusive events and stuff like that. It's
right?
You don't have to be for weeks on end in the movie theater like a normal conventional blockbuster movie is. That costs a lot of money, and I get that. It's instead, why don't you just do these 1 and 2 offs, because the movie theaters could use it anyways, and I'm surprised you don't see the movie theaters themselves pursuing it and stuff like that. But this is where, again, I'm going to give Aniplex faults, because Aniplex is somehow in charge of the localization of a lot of this stuff. So it's Cloverworks and Studio IG are the ones producing the movies, but they don't necessarily have an English liaison to handle that, and that's what Aniplex kind of is the publisher on the NA side. So it's like you said, them dropping the ball and not producing it, it's just kind of showing that Aniplex doesn't give a fuck, and they're not really paying attention, because the Fate franchise is very popular here in the States. I'm surprised by them dropping the ball so much on it.
And I think it's that I don't know when when did anime get popular, but just ever since this turning point, anime's been a norm, and FGO has been very popping. Not since FGO, but way before that, right? I think a lot of people are from Unlimited Blade Works, right? Because I think I was one of them as well. Because a friend told me to translate FGO, and I was like, "What the hell's FGO? Is this some kind of porn game you're making me translate?" And then I got interested, watched the Fate, the OG Fate, Unlimited first to get me hooked, and then watched the story all the way. And then now I'm here fucking spending money on waifus.
Yep.
Got me hooked up. When did you start your Fate journey?
I'm OG. I am from the original anime. I'm not OG from the light novels, or sorry, visual novels. But yeah, from Dean Stay Night. That's welcome to hell. And that's why, whenever people tell me, oh, don't start with Dean Stay Night, it's another contentious topic, but it's I still believe that, no, you can start with Dean Stay Night and be a perfectly fine viewer of the series, because that's what actually got me into it. I definitely get the purist. Yeah.
Is that the one with, is that the first round? I keep forgetting
No.
No,
that's
because
the problem that everyone has with it, is it's sort of the hodgepodge, because it was the very first anime and they didn't know they were going to get another shot. So we don't have an actual Fate route anime. It was kind of Fate route, but it was all the routes really mixed together. And that's kind of why the purists hate it. And I get that. It's just, to me, it's actually a good sampler of all the routes to a degree. It's very old animation, though. That's the biggest problem. That's the thing that I would say is I can't necessarily recommend it in the same way I can't necessarily recommend the original Gundam from the fucking 70s.
True, but it's still good, though.
Yes, it's still good. And if you go watch it, you'll be entertained and you'll enjoy it. The problem is it's definitely dated. So I really hope they do a Fate route at some point. But yeah, it's definitely a problem with the community at this point, is there's no logical entry point, and that's why there's so much dispute. I think if they do a Fate route anime, there's no more dispute.
Yeah.
You can literally just tell people, go start with the Fate route. And there you go. You'd actually kind of be working backward in time. But I think the problem that I have right now is the routes and the way that they are done in the anime, it sort of still pretends like Dean Stay Night is the Fate route, because everything builds off of that and acts like you know things from the prior anime, just like it does in the visual novels, because you have to do the visual novels in an order as well. So
Oh.
that's kind of an interesting thing to me, is that they sort of still kind of hint at that, but we have people in the community that tell you, no, don't go watch it. Like, go start with Fate Zero. And I'm like, the problem is, if you do that with Fate Zero, there's already
It's a hit or miss.
several reveals that are assumed that you know. And that's my only issue with it. But otherwise, I've told people, like, give D and Stay Night a try. If you don't like it, then just start with Zero. Then at that point, because that is the order of the anime, at least. Technically, it goes Unlimited Blade Works movie, but I'd just tell you to go to Zero as the next big anime.
Cat, the biggest whatchamacallit, the contender to start a. Are you talking about Fate series or just Fate in general?
Ooh, what do you mean?
Because in my opinion, the biggest, easiest way to enter into Fate is Apocrypha. Apocrypha is the easiest. I'm gonna tell you now, Cad. It is
No, don't you start with me.
it's the easiest. I swear to God, because they give you all 18 million characters. They tease the shit out of you, and they give you a cardboard fucking character with an amazing animation, and they just fucking the end.
Yeah, let me tell you why you're wrong. Okay? And the only reason, and I hear what you're saying. Like, to a degree, you're right. They probably present a lot of the concepts immediately, but it then gets mucked up with rulers, where you're going to be wondering where the fuck the ruler is in any of the other routes, and it gets mucked up with people changing sides.
True.
Which you can't do.
It was a little whack for sure.
Yeah. It only works in Apocrypha, and you're going to have people being like, wait, are there not teams in this one? No, there's not, because Apocrypha is its own unique snowflake.
Yeah. But
it would be like trying to start someone with Strange Fake, right? Like,
that's true.
To a degree, sure, you could. The concepts are somewhat similar, but man, there's a lot of fuckery that's not going to be present in the other one.
It's easier to watch though, compared to all the other Fates. It's got everything you need except for, well, there is gore to it too, but it's not like Omega fucked up to the point where, like, Fate Stay has, like, without doing too much into it. But Fate Stay and Fate Zero definitely has a little more edginess than
Zero's the one I hold up as, like, that's sort of the ideal Grail War. Like, it's the Grail War how it's supposed to be, where it's not a harem route. And I actually hope someday that we get something more like Zero, in that sense, where you get another traditional gritty-ass Grail War that, people are just dying left and right, and there's betrayal and all that stuff, rather than, like, Apocrypha is close to that, but it's, again, it's got that, like, team battle sort of gimmick going on, where it's like team deathmatch instead of a battle royale.
I think this is copium, because right now Redline is very in a questionable state. But I think Redline is going to be another candidate to what you're trying to talk about there. Like, to an extent, it's a genuine Holy Grail War, except it's just the Saber contender is just from the fucking feud. That's about it. Other than that, currently it's just FGO 0, no bullshit. Everybody's trying to get everybody. But there is, like, the Fate Zero, like the people working with people, all that garbage. To an extent, not like teams, but pulling strings and all that.
Yeah, it's like-minded individuals or similarly gold individuals working together, and it's like you can only trust them to the extent that their goal aligns with yours. So they might betray you in the end.
Yep. And because the reason why I asked the Dean, like, Stay Night route is because I've seen the OG, the anime OG, which is the Dean Stay Night, and I genuinely thought that it was like the Fate route plus, like, I thought it was Fate route plus to some people, and then other people says it's correct. But I've never seen what was wrong with Fate route until, like, there was that one scene where everybody and their mom will talk about in Dean's Day night, we're just like, bro, what the fuck is happening? Some
The
next level,
dragon.
yeah. And then to me, I was just like, that was pretty cool. But
yeah, it's just it's bad CGI is
yeah.
what everyone memes about. But yeah, it's like
like
I
back
don't
then,
know.
you can't blame them. Like back then, that CGI was pretty pog.
Yeah, and so that's why I ask people, like when people ask me where to start, I typically start by asking them a question. It's, can you watch old anime? And it's like, if you can, then watch Dean's Day Night. If you can't, well, I'm just going to say that in general, you're going to have a hard time watching good anime as well. Not that like there's no good animes anymore. There definitely are. I still watch a shit ton of anime every week. But it's
I
like
need to catch up.
there's going to be classical anime that we're going to recommend to you, and it's like, okay, so chat, would you rather watch Cowboy Bebop live action or Cowboy Bebop the original? Anyone that's seen the original will tell you the original.
Yep, 100%. I've saw like nitbits and sequences, and I was like, live action looks pretty cool, but yeah, the anime is so much better.
Even though it's an older anime, people will still tell you to watch the original because it's so much better. That's the thing that I'm gonna say is, like, don't necessarily get in that mindset of you can't watch it because it's old and stuff like that. I see people do that all the time, and it just stops them from watching good stuff.
It's like the same concept with graphics card, right, for gamers, where people will only play newer games because it has better graphics.
They won't go play anything retro.
But like you go back to retro and be like, wow, you'll never see this again.
Like waiting to play Pokemon until there's a remake of a like older game or something like that. Who would do that?
I wonder who. I mean, it has its benefits and it has its whatchamacallit. But you could clearly tell you struggled due to new mechanics added to it, right? Like, for instance...
no, I'm not even really struggling. I just don't understand Pokemon that well. So it's like, the problem that I have is it goes John fucking Madden with, like, lines all over the place when it comes to, like, what counters what. It's like, oh, this thing is, like, fully countered by these two elements, half countered by these two elements, no damage at all from that one. Like, I'm like, what? I'm so confused.
Oh yeah, the Pokemon graphic chart is so much more whack than
especially when someone tells me that tree standing there looking at me, that's basically the version of I am Groot of this game, is a rock. It's in fact a rock. It's not a tree. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean it's a rock?
Yeah, there's a couple of those out there.
So yeah, it's like, it could definitely be hard to get into new things, and that's where I have the utmost sympathy for people trying to get into Fate. It's a huge franchise, and there are so many animes out there now that it does become difficult, and everybody has their own opinion on where to start. And that's why I just say, basically, just if you watch it in the anime order of release, you technically can't go wrong. You will understand things because that's the way they were released to the community.
Yep. Unless you just hate Fate, then you know.
Yeah. I mean, if you hate Fate, you shouldn't try to get into it, right?
Well, I say give it a try, but a lot of people would just watch it to hate watch it. You know, there's some weirdos out there. That, you know, those people who will be able to do it and then they will bully you because they'll do it better. Like those. Remember
gatekeepers.
Yeah, like those. It's really weird. But yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. But this will be the final question because I do gotta go soon. Because I gotta go to bed because tomorrow's my Friday and I gotta get ready.
Rip.
I know. I got like less than 2 hours before I gotta go to bed, or else I'm not gonna get well rested. So the final question, sorry, Ken, is that 5.1 is coming. What's gonna happen in that story? Now
so
mods,
you want my prediction as what's gonna happen in the story?
Yes. So story prediction, but before we go on there, mods. If you have mods in the chat, make sure you shoot everybody that tries to joke.
So, yeah, no spoilers, guys. The problem that I have is I've played JP, so there are certain events that I know happen, like a certain ship showing up. But like beyond that, I have a really tough time predicting. 5 is the one I know the least about because I know it's a major turning point in the story, and I know that's why the JP side of things clamped down and stopped talking about story as much because they didn't want to spoil. And that was the point I had to people on stream the other day was like, hey, yeah, give everyone the benefit that you were afforded by being able to experience it unspoiled. So it's like, don't spoil someone else. But my predictions, as best I can tell, is we're going to obviously get a familiar face to reappear. That's another one, unfortunately, that I was,
Yeah, I heard about that. Because you weren't
y-
expecting a third skip, right?
yes. Yeah, FGO had never done 3 cutscenes in a row in its entire like history, and they pull that one out on you in 5.1. There are 3 cutscenes in a row. Like it literally goes one cutscene, starts another cutscene, starts another cutscene, and the third one immediately reveals something. So I am anticipating that that's going to come into play, and that's going to be a big reveal, and will continue to be a big reveal. As for the overarching story, I'm gonna guess we're gonna get in there. We're gonna challenge some fucking gods, or rather, like we're not gonna clearly be able to access Olympus, and so there's gonna be like some bullshit mechanism where like we have to get there, and we've got to fight our way through. And based off what I know that we fight, it looks like we're fighting Cerberus, the Hound of Hell. Um, I'm not sure if that means we have to go through the underworld or what, but that's definitely a thing there. I'm trying to think of like what else I can piece together from my memory of 5.1. The gods are clearly not what we thought they were. I still only kind of understand that as a concept. I don't know. I don't know like what the fuck is gonna happen. Uh, it's very difficult. Like
Oh,
it's
I know.
hard for me to
Trust
be
me.
able to predict something. I think I could predict more about 5.2 than I can about 5.1. And that's because I think 5.1 is more of a like appetizer to 5.2.
5.1 is like before 5.2 came in, 5.1 was definitely hype.
Yeah.
And it got buried for sure because 5.2 was just like to an point where it like over drowned 5.1, and that'll make 5.1 so good
Yep.
because of X, Y, and Z and whatnot, and blah 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 blah. So banner wise, we got Europa first. A lot of people are
Yeah.
anticipating Chad Orion, but guys, Europa is coming first, and my question is, are you going to be rolling for her?
I haven't decided. It's like I'm gonna be probably rolling both, but if push comes to shove, I'll roll only Orion. So I might roll both right now because of my money fund situation with those fucking artists, but we'll see.
We will see.
Um, Super Ryan to me is the bigger acquisition, partially due to the fact that I'm a longer term player and have Drake. So it's like Drake has gotten a very nice buff here recently on JP.
True.
So where she was almost forgotten, now she's come back into the scheme of things. And dear God, the Koyanskaya and Oberon systems have helped revitalize her. So, like,
Oh
I
shit.
don't know how much I need a Europa, but I might still try to get that collector's copy. She is permanent though. You can pull her with the SSR ticket next year. So,
Yep.
whereas Super Ryan's not.
Yep. If you will do, is it MP1 as always or MP5?
Yeah. It's I like on both of them. I have no desire to get more. I was explaining that to someone on stream the other night. Is that Super Ryan definitely gets stronger with more NP copies and stuff like that, but you absolutely do not need it because the majority of his damage output is coming from that like Buster Up and crit damage that he's got, and sometimes even his niche as well, like the anti-demonic and Beast.
Yep. That's
But
gonna. And you've already known, like in JP, a lot of that, and
yeah,
especially this year, there's a lot of demonic.
yep. Yeah, oh yeah. Demonic is one of the most, if not the most, common niches in the entire game. Units with anti-demonic are just really good always because things you don't expect that are demonic are demonic. Again, the one I always point to is the fucking crabs. The literal
The
crabs that
crabs,
drop
yeah.
shells are demonic. And it's like, you don't think they're a demonic crab, they are. So it's like, there's a shit ton of stuff that's actually that way.
So, before we go, one more. New
Mhm.
Year Servant. What class will it be?
We were talking about this last night too. So they have technically done all Asian servants. If you throw out Karna and Arjuna, it's been all Oriental servants. If you go after Karna and Arjuna for year one, it went foreigner, I think it was. Yeah, foreigner, saber, and now we don't know what we're getting after Muramasa. So they have a really interesting pattern. We did just get a foreigner with Demolay though, so I'm thinking perhaps we maybe get like a pretender or something here.
So you've already seen the pattern, and we've discussed this on our theories,
Mhm.
where New Year wise, and yeah, every single New Year there's always a foreigner, saber, foreigner, saber, foreigner, saber.
Yep.
I think we're gonna get a pretender on the December 18th, and
Oh,
get
so you think we're getting one with Christmas or whatever is coming in the
whatever it is.
6.0 event?
That's gonna be pretender, and then we're gonna get a foreigner on New Year.
We could. I mean, there's technically precedence for that with Abby and then right into Hokusai.
Yeah,
so
that's the case. Or the better case scenario is that we use that system and put it in pretender. So we'll get 2 pretenders.
Yeah.
That'll increase the roster a little bit more to the newer class, and it'll bump up the.
Yeah, Orion, or sorry, not Orion. Fucking Oberon's had his time now, so it's like he has had 6 whole months as the only unit of his entire class. I won't be surprised if they basically put in more units and as well tailor nodes and stuff like that to being pretender friendly. Like it's all night classes and shit.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then where the hell did it go? I always can never find the class banner, or not the class banner, the affinity chart. I don't know where you find affinity charts. Where you get this.
It's under classes.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know if they'll have an updated one, but yeah, pretender counters alter ego.
Yeah, and foreigner counters pretender. Right?
Yep. Which gave Foreigner a much needed use. It like Foreigner was this really weird, like if you remove Pretender from there, Foreigner was countered by Alter Ego and did not counter anything. Like it basically countered Berserker, but it didn't do more damage against Berserker than anyone else did. So it technically didn't. It just took less damage from Berserker. So it's like Foreigner was in this weird spot of like it should have been anti-alter ego as well, so that they just traded against each other. And then, like, we went 3 years like that, where it was just like, why the fuck is Alter Ego the way that it is, where it just has all upsides and no downsides, and Foreigner just seems kind of eh. And now we see why. Pretender was coming in and it was going to fit in there, and that's something we had, basically flapped our gums about for years. Was a lot of people thought that was going to be the Beast class, and I kept telling people it's not going to be the fucking Beast class. Because the Beast class literally still needs to wrap itself up before we're able to do anything with that. And will we ever get a Beast class? I don't know. I honestly doubt it, because some of the Beast people are summonable. Like they have been converted from being a Beast class to actually just having it as a trait.
Like who?
So,
like who?
Like Kiara.
And there's one more.
Was it Ivan? No, not Ivan. Ivan's the Lost Belt King. Who? Oh yeah,
actually, there's 2 more. Sorry.
Yeah.
Comma
is definitely one.
A lot. Well,
I don't know.
it's King Protea.
You'd have.
King Protea.
Is it King Protea?
Because
See, I
King
wouldn't have thought King
Protea.
Protea had the beast trait.
Well, King Protea doesn't have the beast trait. However, King Protea has the beast of Tiamat.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, which is the copium of all the Tiamat fans.
Yep. And yeah.
Everyone always goes, "When are we getting Tiamat?" And I'm like, "You have Tiamat at home."
Yep. There you go. And
Tiamat at home goes Gao, chat, just like Tiamat does.
Pretty much.
But yeah, it's I've wondered that for a long time, and so it's Foreigner's now looking really good. It's sitting really pretty because it actually does counter something and still has that sort of advantage over Berserker. The problem that you have is Pretender is not a robust class.
Well, there's only one person.
Yeah, there's only one fight as well.
True.
So right now that advantage is totally fucking useless, but it won't be if they add more Pretenders in the future.
Which is definitely happening. We all know this. It's happening for sure. The question is how they're gonna add it, because currently in JP, they've given us more classification on how to be an alter ego and a foreigner through interludes. The interludes of Union explained why MHXX and XA is a thing and other people is a thing.
I mean, let's be honest here for a second, though, Trubs. We could sit here and talk about how Pretender has requirements for what it needs to be to fulfill, and then your ass knows, come summer, here comes a Pretender that's literally a meme Pretender, where they're a Pretender in name only, right?
I mean, technically, we saw that in Corday.
Yeah, we saw that with Double X as a foreigner, where she's a foreigner because she's from space. They could very easily take the it's the Drax version from Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's just the super literal meaning of Pretender, where all they have to do is just be like, it's someone who's pretending.
Yeah. Well, it's in Artoria case too, so she can definitely get away with it because.
Yeah.
And like Ranmaru too. Ranmaru is not a foreigner, but she is a she is a Ranmaru from a planet Ranmaru that's best Ranmaru of all Ranmaru.
But she's Ranmaru X because that was actually Saber Wars 3.
Hey, who knows? It could definitely happen. I could see a Saber Wars 3. We discussed about this.
Yeah, I know.
And the Revenge of Sakura is soon.
Yeah, they could definitely tie in a Sakura face there, and then they have all three covered within Saber Wars. But yeah, it's a very interesting thing to me. But I do think that they can do whatever the fuck they want as a Pretender, just like they have done with every other class. Like, we all sit there and try to assign rules to it, and then they go, "Fuck your rules,"
yeah,
and you roll anyways because it's waifu or husbando.
Oh, speaking of husbando, do you see any more husbando servants being a thing? Because currently in JP,
I heard about that.
We have the husbando hell, right? Like, a lot of girls and the boy lovers are triggered because these constant male are getting gatekeeped in stories.
Listen, they're not going to get gatekeeped for forever, even if they get gatekeeped there. Let me tell you exactly how this is going to work out. You remember Bartholomew Roberts?
Yes. And by the way, he's in live stream today.
Is he really? Interesting. Yeah, that's funny. But like, the point being, right? Like, oh, he shows up in an event and isn't summonable, and everyone goes, God, he's hot. Why can't we summon him? And then he shows up at Anniversary as a low star unit. So it's like, yeah, they could very easily just be like, yeah, we didn't have plans for these people. Boom, here you go. Or, oh, here's the rerun. Here you go. Boom. Like, it's. I laugh at the people getting so angry that certain units aren't summonable, because if there's demand, they will do it. It's like asking them to write themselves a free check.
Whatchamacallit? Nobukatsu is a great example of it.
Yeah.
At the same time, who do you think will be the next husbando character to pop out? Or who do you want a next husbando character?
Who do I think, or who do I want?
Who do you want? Who do you want? Out
Um,
of everybody, every male character that cannot show up at the moment.
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. Damn. Well,
But I want
isn't
Genghis Khan to be a hot big titty waifu, so.
I mean, guys, well,
Yeah, who I think is actually going to be Seimei, because that's where I've seen a lot of people talking. So I know that's where the theory is. But um, after that, I don't know.
yeah,
Like
forget about
Seimei,
Seimei. Forget about Seimei.
could Seimei show up as a pretender, Trubs?
See, yes and no, and because Seimei is Seimei is a person that's like Merlin. So therefore, whatever Merlin can do, it's not equal to, right? But it's you can translate it as whatever Merlin can do, Seimei can technically do it. Because if you know the origin of Seimei, he is a like the folklore version, right? He's the
Yeah.
half breed of the sun god and a man, so he's legitimately a half sun god. He's like Karna to an extent, right? But it's not Indra. It's not. It's more JP deity, and he is so powerful that when he was 5, he was able to command a small army of Onis, and that's why I keep telling whenever I heard like Wild Hunt, the 100 Night Walks, I was kind of getting excited because not only it was leading to Odin, it was also leading towards Seimei as well. Because in other like mangas and interpretation, they made it that whatchamacallit? They made it that Seimei was like the king of the bad guys or the king of the demons.
Yeah.
So it's just very exciting.
Chubbs, I'm gonna turn this around on you, but when my girls get in their day,
Who?
Lalter and Lartoria.
Lalter and Lartoria? Um, wait, like Salter and Lartoria?
No, Lalter, like Lancer Alter.
Lancer Alter, I think.
You just mentioned Wild Hunt, Trubs.
No, I know, and she's King of the Storm.
There's two
too.
other people that are
And,
involved in the Wild Hunt that you didn't even fucking mention.
I know, and Drake will play a role for sure.
Yeah.
But however, the Lalter part is because Lalter she's a mystery, right? To my honest opinion, she's one of the most mysterious ones out of all the Artoria series.
It's such an untapped potential.
But because she's from the future of the present past, she's like the
X-Men.
yes, but she's whatchamacallit? She's like MHX, however, from a closed universe that decided to not be taken over by the Lance, right? Because OG Lartoria, not the one we have, however, the Story of the Camelot one was she accepted fully of the Lance, and we got the aspects of that as the Lancer. The Alter one decided to say she was going to take shit in her own hands, and she decided to wield that other side and became the tyrant. Well, not really the tyrant, but the king of the storm that was going to lead this battle. So I think Lalter is in play, but I think she's she's going to be in the future for sure, and she's going to be in a closed space where just like MHX, she's probably in her own dimension slash world universe where it's a timeline where Artoria said, "Fuck the sword, fuck the wizard, fuck the sword. I'll do this my way."
Fuck the world. What?
To an extent, yes. To an extent, correct. But Salter,
yeah, oh yeah, I know the Salter theory.
Salter one is it's very spicy, but it'll get very complicated, and you already know most of it.
We've talked about that, but that's probably not safe for chat.
Yep, this is true. And Lalter did get a buff, guys. So, however, it was just a buff and not enough context. so you know something else is coming. And we want new. Did you hear about yesterday's copium for Lulter?
No.
If we ever get a Sun Zhang rerun, we're gonna get the bull version instead of the horse, and we're gonna get her Ox King craft essence as a costume.
Bruh, I love that.
We were just like, oh shit, that's fucking great.
We need Journey to the East now.
Yes, correct. But the time has run course, and I must get ready to sleep. So, Cad, where can we find you? Whenever we
Twitch TV/Cadra.
Of course.
On Twitter, on YouTube, everywhere.
Make sure you guys shout out. Make sure you guys go follow him. He does live streams on the afternoon side. Make sure to follow his Twitter, his YouTube sides. All the links are in the description. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. And guys, make sure you follow Two Love as well.
Thank you, guys. I will be, what's tomorrow? Wednesday? Yeah, tomorrow, guys, we will be getting a new information. JP, it's either going to be a dead week. In NA, you're going to get to enjoy the story. Is the story happening today or tomorrow? Technically tomorrow, right?
I believe we have the live stream tonight. I don't know if we're down for maintenance or not. But after that, we should have it. So it'll probably be tomorrow for most people.
Yeah, so we'll probably play, we'll probably start reading the 5.1 chapter tomorrow. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not time-gated. Take your time, guys. 5.1 is a really good story-driven. And I suggest you bring your A games on. Not 3-turning comps, but actually bring your A games on. Because the monster be strong. Okay? But thank you, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you guys follow everybody. And thanks for the shout-out, Brave. But follow everywhere here, and I will see you all next time. Bye!